Okay, I think we're live. Hello everybody, it is time for more Vulkan Doritoing. I'm hoping today to be the day that I actually get all this, done. Not done, but, you know, because it's forever a process, right? But my hope is today to get the magical Dorito done. So if I get the magical Dorito done by today, then, I'll consider that a pretty solid, step forward. Because I am fully committed to, you know, doing this. So that's a fun thing. So yeah, I mean, hey, let's just, I guess, slam into it, and get going from there. So for those of you who aren't aware, this is the third part of the, series. TLDR is what I do, is I'm chipping through the, Vulkan Dorito guide. So I'm basically right here. I gotta get through all of this. Hopefully we can get through a good chunk of this today. And then, yeah, I do all right now what I'm running it on is just, basically a stock Manjaro. All the other parts cover, like, installation stuff. And, yeah, we're going kind of from the start. There was some small issues I noticed with my code, which I'll point out real quickly, so I could be wrong. I just want to point these out just for future reference, right? So, the first thing that I noticed that was a big issue was that, I don't know why I'm using the mouse for this, I know Neovin. You know, let me just also do this real quickly. I'm gonna just make this whole thing can I not? Isn't there a way to configure this? I could have sworn there's a simple thing, which is just like, you can make this smaller. Wasn't there just a simple way to, like, just increase or decrease the size? Okay, you can get out of here. Go away. No, you don't. Oh wait, was that it? Hold on. Show configuration. Ah, they moved the setting. Yeah, make this real small. Let's do something like that, because I like having it, you know. I want to have it a bit smaller. No reason to have it that big, right? And then, yeah, and then also, whoops, I don't know where the hell I am, but what I want to do was, I forget what the command is. It's like nvim, show, lsp, what would it be? Like, alerts. Vim diagnostics, check dash h. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out what the command is. Vim diagnostic handle. There was one thing that worked well. Is it just vim.diagnostic.open? Is that what I'm thinking of? Because yeah, so let's just try that real quickly just to make sure I'm on, like, the right things. So let's see. So this would be like Lua, Vim, oh, that's Bim, vim.diagnostic.open. Okay. God, there was some command that was, like, absolutely killer. Yeah, vim.diagnostic.open. There we are. Hello, welcome back from spending 5 hours in your remix. How's it going? Hope it's going well. Yeah, so I think what I want to do is... I'll just leave that open. So, okay, I'm going to write this down on a sticky note real quickly, because this is a very useful thing that I keep forgetting about. So I just want to do that. So, let's see. We're going to do ... Lua... That looks like a A. L-U-A. Let's see. Vim.diagnostic... open underscore float, and that's a function call. And I'm just gonna put this here with a big underline underneath of it to make sure that I know it's extra important. And I'll just put, like, LSP thing, THING. Okay, there we are. You know the issue. What's the issue? Oh yeah, anyways, what I was going to say as well is, so the issue was I noticed this bracket here. This was originally moved to the end of this main function, like here. And it wasn't erroring, but that didn't feel right, so I just moved this up here just to be safe. I could be wrong. We'll go from there. You're not using OpenGL? Listen, Adam, I want to make something that's performant, okay? So that's my main concern right now. I'm basically... Okay, so... I'll establish this as well for people who aren't aware, because I feel like this is something that might be caught in the cross signals. So, like, this is, I guess, like, kind of like a general what is it? Not PSA. There we go. Is that so? Like I know I come across as like a giant nerd who wants to learn everything. I actually don't. I have a lot of projects that I want to work towards and stuff, and my main thing is that I approach a lot of things of like I want to just learn the right thing and move on, right? So when it comes to like NeoVim, the reason why I learned NeoVim is because I saw clear beneficial improvements to it over something like VSC. So I'm like, okay, I see why it's good. I'll accept the good and I'll move forward, right? Like it genuinely seems good in a lot of ways. And then the same thing with Vulkan, right? Where like Vulkan's cross-platform, it's not depreciated, it's supported by basically every platform, and it's performant, right? Like it's not as performant as something like CUDA, but the issue is that I don't want to use CUDA because it's only NVIDIA, right? And I don't want to use ROCm because it's AMD only. So Vulkan is the best compromise as far as I can kind of knee-jerk, right? So that's sort of my mentality. And you know, teach their own, yada yada yada. But you know, that's kind of what I'm rocking with, right? So that's kind of my whole sort of TLDR. Framework isn't the issue in performance graphics. It's the amount of data transfer between the GPU and CPU. I mean, yeah, but at the exact same time, there's like the framework is an inhibitor or contributor to that issue, right? So like as an example, something like React, you know, if you use React on a website, you know, you can be like, oh, well, it's not React, it's the data that you're running. It's like, yeah, but like React per web page is like, you know, an 80 kilobyte payload every website without like, you know, a bunch of like optimizations done to it, right? So like every web page, you know, you're just immediately like using 80 kilobytes per thing, right? So it's the thing of that, like, as far as I'm aware, Vulkan can be significantly more performant than OpenGL, right? So like Vulkan versus OpenGL performance. Let's see. I'm just going to very quickly skim through the image thing. Yeah, so you can see here that, like, you know, the graphs pretty consistently show, not always, but you can see here the graphs show, you know, Vulkan almost always has a lead of, like, 10 to 15%. So it's like, why would I leave that 10 to 15% on the table, right? You know, it's kind of in the same thing of, like, you know, as far as I'm aware, using C++ is basically just using, you know, C++, but you don't have to worry about, you know, malloc and free and that sort of stuff. And it's like, okay, but that just seems like if you're gonna go that easy, you might as well just go for JavaScript, you know. So yeah, I don't know, call me spicy, but I'm going on either extreme of the end, and yeah. Let's see, logical device and queues. So let's see, introduction, specifying the queues created, specifying use device features, creating the logical device, retrieving queue handles. Introduction. After selecting the physical device to use, we need help to set up our logical device to interface with it. The logical device creation process is similar to the instance creation process and describes the features we want to use. We also need to specify which queues to create now that we've queried which queue families are available. You can even create multiple logical devices from the same physical family device if you have varying requirements. Start by adding a new class member to store the logical device handle in. Okay. So, no template named optional in... Well, time to see what the rest of that is. Nothing optional in namespace standard. That's... I don't think that's an optional, is it? Wasn't that supposed to be part of, like, Vulkan? I'm gonna double check what that thing was supposed to be. Let's see. And then let's just very quickly find, optional... because I was referencing the code pretty heavily. Oh, it is standard. Okay. I don't know what that's about. Standard optional is a wrapper that contains no value until you assign something to it. At any point, you can query if it contains a value or not by calling its has_value member function. That means we can change its logic to all that. Yeah, so I got that. Okay, I mean, maybe it's just me being silly. So I think we're here now, which is the whole queue families. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I don't think I have a Vulkan device yet, so we're gonna look up a VK device. Okay, yes, I don't have VK device, so we're gonna go class, then we're gonna go here, then we're gonna go, let's see. We're gonna go, yeah, VK, device, device. Oh my god, I cannot spell right now. Oh, also fun thing is I completely fucked my wrist earlier at work, so this is going to be a very fun typing session. So, hey, Neovim for the win there with the reduced wrist motion with the mouse and shit. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see, let me make one small minor change, tweak thing here. There we go. Hell yeah. Let's see. Next, add a create large device function that's called from init vulkan. Okay, that's fine. So, init vulkan. Go to definition. That's not the function. I want to go to the function. Cannot find. Okay, well, let's just do that then. Huzzah! Okay, so let's see. So we did create instance, set debug manager. I skipped that. Yep. Pick physical device, and then we're doing create logical device. Ari, I remember Ari advised me to use the whole VK thing, right? The whole VK. Oh shoot, what was it? It was. I'll just open a new tab window. It was something like Control R, and then we do like VK config GUI. Yeah. You want to reset the global resolve issue? All layers must be reset. Sure. Yep. So I remember Ari recommending me to use this thing, so that's what we're using instead of the VK debugger thing. Let's see. And then we just got to create another function thing. Oh my gosh, my whiny puppy wants back inside. Also, my freaking techno ended. Oh my gosh, where is my techno? Where is my techno? If I don't have my techno, I'm not happy. Okay, I was very confused because I didn't hear any music for a second on this other thing, and I was about to be very thrown off. Let's make sure that it isn't being captured, because I don't know if this music's copyrighted or not. It is not! Yay! Okay, I'm gonna let the whiny puppy back in now. Come on, pups. Come on. Go lie down on your bed. So if you want to be a little whiny boy and come back inside, you can do so. Just go lie down. There you go. There you go. Okay, I've returned. Okay, let's see. Specifying the queues created. The creation of the logical device involves oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to create the logical device thing. So let's see. So what type? It just wants to be a void. Okay, that's cool. So we're gonna do a quick little void. Create a logical device. That's not how you spell device. Device. And then we're gonna go like that. And then from there, I'm just gonna quickly format this something bang clang dash format boink. Yay! Ha ha ha. Private field device is not used. That's fine. That'll be attended to shortly. Okay, so now we're at the create logical device. So let's see. So then the creation of a logical device involves specifying a branch of details in structs again, which first will be created in the VK device creation queue create info. This structure divides the numbers of queues that we want for a single family. Right now, we're only interested in queue with graphics capabilities. Okay, so what we're going to do real quickly is we're going to do queue family indices is equal to find queue families, and then we're doing physical device. I'm so happy frickin' what do you call it, NVIM just comes with a standard what do you call it, a standard like LSP type thing built into it. Is so nice. The use of undeclared identifier physical device, has that been created yet? Let's see. Physical device. VK physical device. Okay, so it's right here, meaning that I should probably just move this under, I guess, because that makes sense. This is the right one, right? Oh, that's a for loop there. Okay, I want to go. Oh, I should do a set RNU real quickly. Oh, that's not the right command. Let's fix that real quickly. Set RNU. There we are. Let's see, 7-up. Okay, then we're gonna go quickly to the other end of that, please. And then we'll go boink, and then bap. Here we are. Oh dang, still undeclared identifier. Let's see. Oops, I accidentally closed the tab. I don't want to leave my Volbite here by itself. The Volbite is very lonely. It will cry. It will be all mushy and squishy. Not gonna lie, thought you raged after shitting on OpenGL. Let's see. So we got the Q family done. Then we need to do, or maybe that was already done because I don't remember everything. So we have find Q. Whoops. Q families. Is there 2 results for that? There is 2 results for that, but that's a different thing entirely. So I'm gonna assume no. There's this one that also says indices. Right now we're only interested in Q graphics capabilities. See, that's the thing there. I'm not sure I dig that. Did I type it wrong? Because no, it wanted physical device. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Because that one and with that one. Device and physical device. Okay, so they are different. I mean, they're different, so I guess I'll keep moving on. The thing that I'm not enjoying right now is like these feel very disconnected context-wise, so I'm very thrown off. So VK, device, Q, create info, Q, create info, and then we'll do some of that sexy gerbil, and then we'll do Q, create info. I see a pattern here, so let's just do that real quickly. This one, dot S type. I don't know what S type means right now. S type is equal to VK underscore, I should be doing this like an SQL person, structure underscore type underscore device underscore Q underscore create underscore info. That is very verbose, holy shit. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. And then for this one, dot Q family index is going to be equal to indices dot graphics family dot value. Okay, and then the last one is going to be dot Q count is going to be equal to 1. Okay, let's make sure that's saved. Okay, so the currently available drivers will only allow you to create a small number of queues for each queue family, so you don't really need more than one. That's because you can create all the command buffers in a single thread and then submit them all at once in the main thread with a low overhead, a single low overhead call. Vulkan lets you assign priorities to queue families to influence the scheduling of command buffer execution using floating point numbers between 0 and 1. This is required even if there's only a single queue. Okay. So I'm guessing that's going to go right here. So then float Q priority is equal to 1.0f. I forgot how in C you have to do the F thing. Q create info dot PQ priorities is equal to the address of Q priority. QUE. Yeah. Dot. Oh, I did P. It was supposed to be. I did Q for Q priorities instead of PQ priorities. I'm silly. Let's see. Specifying use device features. The next information. Whoops, the stupid thing keeps falling. Let's see. The current, where was I? Yeah, we said that. We ran all this. We ran through the thing here. Specifying use device features. The next information to specify. Oh my god, let me select. There we go. The next information to specify is the set of the device features that we'll be using. These are the features that we queried support from with VK get physical device features in the previous chapter, like geometry shaders. Right now we don't need anything special, so we can simply define it and leave everything to VK underscore false. We'll come back to this structure once we're about to start doing more interesting things with Vulkan. Okay. So I'm guessing when it says that, it means right here, do something like VK physical device features. You were yes. which is going to be device features. Whoops, that's the wrong type of brackets. There we are. That's still erroring. Vertex shaders and fragment shaders. Yeah, all of it's going to be very fun and annoying to learn. Let's see. Create the logical device with the previous two structures in place. We can start filling in the main VK device create info structure. Okay, so VK device create. Whoops, that has a space there. Create info. Start from the main VK device create info. VK device create info. Did I actually maybe spell it wrong? Like, did I accidentally do, like, when I initialize it, like, VK? I keep typing the wrong keys. Holy shit. No, it's not there at all. Filling the main VK device create info. Okay, what if I search for create info? Create info. VK instance create info. I have a lot of create infos. One thing that's been bothering me right now is that a lot of this stuff feels both verbose and not well explained. So I'm kind of seeing, like, huh. Because, see, I have another create info here. Device features. Okay, I think what I want to do is I want to just peep the C++ code real quickly. Actually, no, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the previous one, then I'm going to peep the C++ code there. And I'm going to do like a side-by-side comparison to see what I got right and wrong-ish. Alright, I can't do like select all, I guess. Boink, copy, and then what I'm going to do here is we're going to do the best command of all time. We're going to do the motherfucking sex command. Oh no, I need to do, that was the wrong way actually. Boink. Really, it's not working? Okay, well, screw you. We're gonna do the vex command then. Vex. And then we're gonna do a new, which is gonna be, let's see, main underscore 2.cpp. Then we're gonna paste all that in there. That's the wrong key, because of course it is. Oh no, I need to do Control Shift V, there we are. And then let's go back to the top. I like what was started with the BS, and then we'll very quickly just format this with clang-format, boink. Oh, let's see what the differences are going from top to bottom, because I do want to kind of skim these, right? So this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, these are all the same, these are all the same. Okay, so I had pretty decent formatting. Why does this feel too similar? Okay, this didn't copy all. What? Select all. Copy. Oh, because I probably used the wrong key, that's why. I was about to say, like, this is identical. This already feels too wrong. Okay, so we'll quickly save that, and then we'll do the clang format again, just so we make sure it's the same. Okay. So let's see. So okay, so here's what I'm gonna do here as like an asterisk. I'm not going to actively I don't want to actively just be like, oh, I'm gonna copy paste this over. I'm gonna try actually like do the corrections, right? So we're gonna pick this here, paste that there. So we got standard lib, IO stream, C string. They have C string, which is weird. So we got standard lib. They included C string, so that's odd, but I guess I'll do it. Pound include C string. Oh, that's not the right thing. C string, IO stream. I should do a space here. C string is not used directly. I don't care about that right now. IO stream. That's supposed to be optional. C string, or no, IO stream optional. Then we want standard exception, which is that. Then we want vector. Then I have these two here for whatever reason. I don't know why I have Vulkan H there in map. I was gonna put, I don't know why these are here right now, lol. Alright, let's see. So then Okay, yeah, we use a similar number here. So we use a slightly different thing. So they use uint 32 type, which I'll just copy because I don't want to. I do think that is kind of a good idea to like predefine the type just to be safe, right? Oh no, they define it as a const. That's why. So I'm fine keeping mine as a define. The reason I want it as a define is because it's like, you know, it's like a whole like global variable, right? Keep it flexible and stuff. Let's see. So then this is where we already vary. So let's see. So I'm gonna search standard double dash vector dash const. Is there really nothing here? That is so strange. I don't know why I didn't have this. That's so odd. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Use define instead of const of. I'm gonna do const uint 32 underscore t here. I'm just gonna add that as a comment because you know, it's important for both. There we are. Then, so now we immediately missed a bunch of stuff here. So then they also define const standard vector that is of type const character pointer. Oh, this is the validation layers. Validation, I guess I'll do it anyways. Validation layers is going to be equal to all of this. And then here they're doing vk underscore layer underscore Chronos underscore validation. I don't like how that's there in their version, but sure. Use of undeclared. Oh, that's because I did a wrong type of thing there. I did not do that. fs. There we are. Const. Alright, so then we got the VK layer Chronos thing. You love standard vector? Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people do. I would be upset to find out, you know, somebody doesn't like standard vector. From what I've heard, it definitely isn't flawless, right? But, you know, there's definitely a good chunk of you know, hey, you should probably just use this anyways. Enable validation layers is equal to false. Oh, I forgot the pound. There we are. If in debug that, pound else. Let's see. Const bool enable validation layers is equal to true. And then pound end if. I'll probably remove the spaces because I feel like these are gonna trip out. Yeah, I didn't like the spaces there. Oh, that's cool. So then they also created a thing. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do real quickly. So I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go create some categories real quickly. So I'm gonna go like this, and then we'll do like debug. And then we'll make right here the end of debugging. So when I exit debugging, this is where we'll do the end of debug. End debug. And we'll do the same thing up here real quickly, because this will probably help me a lot. So then this one will be imports and declarations. I spelled that wrong again, because of course. I'll just type in end, and then let's go up to the top, Shift-O, paste, there we are, and then now all I gotta do is just very quickly replace those with that. There we are, awesome. We'll jump to the end of that, then we'll jump to the end of that. Okay, yeah, so let's see, so then that makes sense. I can read that without needing a comment. Then let's see, we have VK, VK result. Create debug utils messenger I spelled that frickin' E wrong. So we'll just toggle that case sensitivity messenger ext. Which is going to take in a... Oh my god, that's a lot of variables for this. Holy shit. Okay, so this is going to take in, frickin' VK instance of instance, const, VK, debug, utils, messenger, create info ext, which then points to p create info, comma, and then holy shit, I then also have to like go over here very quickly and figure out what the hell's going on here. Okay, that's the end of the line. Thank fuck. I was about to be like, if this wraps, I'm going to be so upset. VK instance. Okay, what are you erroring me with? Accepted a bracket. Aren't you in a bracket? Let's see, I'm gonna go like this, I guess. Yeah, that looks better. So, VK instance, const, oh, because freaking wrong variable type. Const, or const, delete word, const. There we are. Okay, that seems correct for the most part. That just needs a comma at the end of it, which it has. Then after that, I need const, VK allocation callbacks, which points to the frickin' P allocator. Then after that, I then want VK debug utils, messenger ext, which then points to the p debug messenger, and that's the end of that, I think. And then now we're into the actual code of it. So what's the error here? Expected a bracket. What? Oh, is it because I accidentally entered a bracket here? I think it's because I accidentally entered a bracket there. Unknown type, yes, the good old wrong E indentation. That's awesome. Unknown type, VK debug utils, messenger. There's only one S there. Still an unknown type, excuse me? Also the same, why do I keep doing the same, like, capital E error? That's so strange. No, I don't want to go to a mark. There. Stick it. There we go. Okay, awesome. Awesome, amazing, awesome. Okay, so we got that. So we got the whole debug messenger thing done now. So then after that, we're doing auto func, which is going to be equal to pfn, whatever that is, underscore vk create debug utils messenger exit. Which is going to be, I don't get the brackets thing first. VK get instance proc erdir addr, holy shit. Let's see, and then there's going to be instance with a VK create debug utils messenger ext. Holy shite. Oh my god. Okay, I hate this, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. This should not be that long. I'm gonna go find that second bracket and break that up just like they have on the other one, because oh my god, that's insane. In fact, actually, let's do the something bang claim format. There we are. That helps a little bit. I'm gonna take a little glug of water because I am thirsty. I am a thirsty little frickin' goblin. mega thirst. Let's see. Someone in the server was just like, surprise Friday stream, and I'm like, I stream every Friday, my dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so let's see, so we got that done now, and then, so now we're adding a conditional of if func is not equal to null pointer, then what I want to do is I then want to go, hey, let's return a function of instance p create info p allocate allocator p debug messenger. I see. I made a small error here. Doink doink. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna do like that. Instance. And then after that, we'll do then the else of that. I was like else on another line. Screw you. Let's see. Else is gonna be return vk underscore error underscore extension underscore not underscore present. Okay, and then that seems to be that. Okay, so we seem to have fixed that. Okay, and then we got void destroyed bugs util messenger ext. Okay. So then, excuse me, I did not mean to open that. Whoopsies. Let's try that again, and then we'll do. So let's just do the last function. So it's gonna be void. Let's get these on roughly the same level. Oh, it's bothersome. They're like one off, but whatever. Void destroy debug. Oh my god, I'm spelling so wrong today. Oh my god, debug utils messenger exit. Oh god, I hate all that. Let's see. I want to go like that, and then I want to go. Let's see, we'll do vk debug utils messenger ext, and I need to reverse search for the e, and then just toggle the sensitivity of that, of the case. Debug messenger, then const vk allocation callbacks, which then points to p allocator, and then whoops, there might have two of those, and then we're gonna go like that. I don't know what type of formatting this is supposed to be, but this is the format that I always like the best. With the context of like this, if it doesn't need to be broken, it's normally over here, but like I do think that the sort of C# style, when you're dealing with like long inputs for functions, does make stuff a lot cleaner. It's a weird thing, but it's a me thing, okay? So bite me. Let's see. So from here, so they're also having the error of no optional thing. So I'm gonna guess that's an error with my LSP. So then now the whole VK debug thing, that means that so in here we're going auto function is going to be equal to the whole. I don't want to retype all this, and I see it's going to be the exact same thing. Function not equal to null return. Yeah, so I'm just gonna yank all that and paste that here, because this was very, very verbose. So I'm just gonna double check it by reading it. Auto function, pk, pfn underscore. Okay, so it's gonna be destroy instead of create. Destroy, debug utils, messenger, ext. VK instance proc address or process address. Then we're doing instance, and we're doing VK destroy. So wrong line here. Destroy. And what the heck's the Lua error here? Let's see. Oh, whoopsies. Unused declaration of thing instance. That should be. Did I forget to declare instance up here? Oh yeah, there was. There was frickin' VK instance. So that should help fix that. And then PFN VK destroy debug utils messenger ext. Yo, hey yes, Harley, how's it going? Isn't this like 11 o'clock at night for you? Dang, you up late, Bean. You up late, Bean. What the heck's wrong with you? But also, hey, welcome to Vulkan Hell. Cornflower Blue, is that a monogame reference? I actually don't know what monogame is. I'm gonna look it up, and if I looked up something that gets bad, actually, it's midnight for you. Yeah, so I was pretty close. I was pretty close. Come on. I get partial credits for that. Let's see. Mono game. Oh, it's like a game engine type thingy. I see. Yeah, no. So actually, I'll just show it on the browser here. So, whoops, I forgot about that. So we'll go back here. We'll go tab. Excuse you. I'll go tab new. Mono game. So for those of you who are unaware, mono game to me appears to be like a type of game engine type thing. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. Actually, it looks kind of like Game Maker to me. But cornflower blue. It's based on, mono game is a framework in C# for making games. That tracks. It's based on XML. That sounds cancerous. Anyways, cornflower blue is actually, so if you look up like a GPU, cornflower blue is actually supposed to be, what is it? Programming. It's like one of the first colors you get to like program basically. So like with a lot of like tutorials, it's like one of the first colors you'll like be told to like draw with like your graphics thing. So it is very possible that that mono game, they followed some sort of tutorial when they were originally making the thing, like way back when, and it kind of just stuck. Kind of like Hello World almost, you know? Oh, XNA? Words are very fun, yes. But yeah, so that's the thing. So, Harley, are you aware of the GPU Dorito? The legendary GPU Dorito. I just realized this. No, I don't need to be there. We're gonna jump here, and then this is where we'll continue. Oh yes, yeah. So, long story short is I'm trying to learn how to do the GPU Dorito with Vulkan. The quad, yeah. So long story short is what we're trying to do is, for anybody else watching this, I suppose, is we're trying to render this. Which is very rough, but it's basically the fundamental building block of, like, you know, rendering something. So, like, for those of you who are aware of, like, game programming, or like 3D models and how everyone's built up of a triangle, this is like rendering a single triangle, right? So then the idea is that, you know, as things build up and go on and yada yada yada, then I'll implement more triangles and then just pass them through like a pipeline, basically, that your GPU renders, right? So this is like basically like the first brick laid of like a game engine, effectively, for anybody who's curious. And I don't know if I'll necessarily go that far. What I'm doing kind of right now to kind of explain is, so like I want to throw out like all my little feely fingers and stuff, and like see what stuff like interests and like doesn't interest me based on like my programming stuff and what I enjoy and find and whatever, right? Valid VBO and EBO, I do not know what you mean by that. So heck yeah. But yeah, so like right now I want to get my little feel on like basically everything, right? Try and like discover everything and like feel the vibes, you know, and try and like discover like what essence I'm trying to like experience, right? Because like I enjoy JavaScript, but I consider a lot of the ecosystem and like community around JavaScript just not fun, right? Like I find there's so much infighting and like, oh my god, you should be using React, as like your fucking web page is a landing page that just has, you know, click here for contact or something generic like that. Like, you don't need React for that, right? So, like, hearing all these people argue about, like, React for something like that is just, you know, mind-numbing to me, right? Like, oh, okay, you want a web page for your cafe with a menu. Okay, so the dependencies we're going to need right now is we're going to need React, we're going to need Tailwind, and like all those other things. Oh yes, the framework fights are so bad. Yeah, exactly. So like, here's actually a side little fun thing I'll share, I guess, is so on my website, volbyte.com, I'm doing everything via pure aggressive plain old fucking JavaScript, right? And wow, look at this. Over the web, every web page seems to load fucking instantly. Let's see. What's a good one? I don't know. Let's do the where was it? The algorithms tester, yeah. Like as an example, you know, frickin' let's do 100,000 items. 100,000 items and then frickin' generate. Bam. And then, woo, look at that. There's 100,000 items. Hey, let's try sort it with bubble sort. Dot, 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 dot. It'll be through in a second. It takes like 10 seconds, I think, on average. In fact, actually, I think, funnily enough, it's actually slightly more performant on like my phone. But, anyways. There, we're going with this. So, yeah, it took 70 seconds. So, yeah, so using bubble sort on a single CPU thread took 17 seconds. So that's cool. Let's see. You hate CSS frameworks? Okay, so this is my issue with CSS frameworks, right? Is I understand a lot of... I understand the arguments, right? Like I genuinely do. My main issue is that so many of the CSS arguments and stuff just feels like they could be solved over just like having a good global style sheet and then just letting people do little escape hatches when they need to, right? Like I've listened to like Tailwind conference talks. I've tried to play with Tailwind and all this other stuff, right? And it doesn't actually feel like it pays off, you know? And it feels like the amount of time that you struggle with Tailwind, it inadvertently kind of just loops around to being less useful, if that kind of makes sense. So it's like okay, so I'm trying to think how to put this. Okay. So I'll put it this way, right? So I'll just do this actually real quickly. So if we do something like tab new, and then, you know, like I have like, you know, my cute little HTML file, where if we do like you know, I'll just do something like, you know, body, and then, you know, / body, because basic HTML, right? I'm not going to go full tilt into this, right? But like if I have like a div, right? It's like, you know, because again, I've played with Tailwind for 5 minutes. I'm not like the most amazing person with it as an asterisk, but like, you know, you get the idea, right? But like how I have to do like, you know, like class name is equal to, and then in this instance, you know, you do something like width dash, you know, 50 for like 50% width, right? Like that's just an abbreviation of something that I already know, right? At the exact same time, all that I could just do frickin' the exact same thing by frickin' going delete word, delete word, delete word, delete word, delete word. That's too much deleting. But then, you know, like I could just do, you know, frickin' style is equal to, and then, you know, in here I could just do width equals 50%. 50%, there we go, right? Or instead I can then do, you know, visual width, right? For, you know, actually referencing the device's width, so I can change the specification whether I want the 50% to be relevant to the parent item or 50% based on the display. And I'm sure there's some way in Tailwind to do that, but it's just like, why? Why? You can't use Tailwind because I first make the wireframe and then I implement the wireframe later, so CSS frameworks don't really help. Yeah, there's stuff like that too, right? So it's like, you know, like I'll share this as well, right? So you'll notice that on my website, if we go to the inspector, because I want to prove it right here, right now, right? If you go here, you will notice that for my color, you'll see that I have variable _color _ font _ primary, right? And there's a few things like that, where you can see here I have like color _ background _ primary, color _ background _ secondary, you know, color dash primary, color dash secondary, color dash tertiary, color dash interactable, and things like that, right? So like it's one of those things where like I just made a good color framework of like, oh, use this color when you want to use this thing, use this color when you want to use this thing, and there's kind of a couple exceptions there. But like it's like that way now the entire site has like a cohesive thing, right? Like I don't need to sit here and like, you know, struggle with like learning like, okay, sorry, like, because like now this is going even further into like my dislike of Tailwind, right? Because like, okay, sure, I could do something like this, right? And then a bunch of other stuff, and it's like, oh, but like with Tailwind, if you use Tailwind, you know, you can do like, you know, like Tailwind define colors. I forget exactly how to do this, but there was some way where like so like here's like the default colors which like Tailwind provides you, which I will admit are better than CSS defaults, right? Like how red is just pure red, and then like blue is like pure blue. I think the default CSS colors are actually ugly, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to like replace them, right? But then there's also like, I forget exactly how you defined it, but there was some way to like define a new color, and the issue was that like the color was just gross. Right, yeah, referencing in CSS. So you import the Tailwind CSS at layer components, dot typography, color that, and it's just like, I don't want to do all this annoying crap, right? So you're telling me I have to learn, like in CSS, when I've written in CSS, I have written a lot of CSS because I like playing around with styles, right? I've redone the styling on my personal website like 5 times already, and it's going to happen more. I actually enjoy playing with CSS. Because I didn't set up my CSS to be dog water, right? But then it's stuff like this where it's like, I don't know what the $hover means. I don't know what that means. I've never had to use that, right? So it's like, why? Right? Like, I've never had to use at layer components. What does this mean? I've never had to import something using Tailwind outside of, like, fonts. Right? That looks like a necessary blow. Yeah. So this is like what my complaint is, right? So it's like, the way that I see it is like, okay, do I want to get better at CSS? Or do I want to push CSS to something else and then learn that something else? Right? Because the way that I see it is I'm still going to need to learn something, right? Like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm at the end of the day, I still need to learn at least loosely the same amount of information, right? So if I need to learn roughly the same amount of information, then like why? Or like, as another example is like a Tailwind custom width because I can't type right now for some stupid reason, right? But there's like, if you want to do like a custom width, like yeah, there's a lot of cute ones where you have like W96, W80, and things like that, right? But then if you don't want to do that, you then have to do like, at least at the time, they might have fixed this because Tailwind's being updated. Yeah, you have to do stuff like this where it's like W dash square bracket 5px, right? So like, let's be real. So the difference now is, so if I want it to be like exactly 50 pixels width for whatever reason, because you know like that's the size of the image, so I want to scale 1:1, right? As an example, right? So it's like, okay, then I go like this dash, 50p, right? And then by comparison, if I go down here and I do like 50px, right? So by doing this versus this, I've saved like, can I actually, so 1 second, I want to see if I can do this. If I do this, and then I do colon count? No, not count. Whatever. Freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters here versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a difference of 4 characters. Am I saving that much time? Am I saving that much effort? Am I saving that much mental overhead by saving 4 key presses? Right? And this is from somebody who decided to learn NeoVim, right? Like, what has consistently upset me with Tailwind is it just feels like pushing the problem elsewhere, right? Now, what I will say, to stick up for Tailwind, which is something that I have remembered hearing during like a talk or something, right? So this might be wrong, this might be outdated, whatever. But from what I recall hearing, is that as far as I'm aware, Tailwind does actually a much better job of doing stuff like being tolerant, or not tolerant, but compliant with like the ARIA compliance, right? So like, for those of you who are unaware, there's like the ARIA HTML, I think it is. Yeah, accessible rich internet applications. So there's like ARIA classes, right? So you could say like, hey, screen reader, ignore this, or like, hey, ARIA, this is this type of element, and things like that, right? So for instance, if you use HTML how it is supposed to be used, ARIA is basically fine, but if you don't learn the HTML, then you can use ARIA as like a bypass for that, right? So by a similar extent, you can use ARIA, or sorry, Tailwind has better ARIA settings, but at that point, that's like, why not learn the other stuff, right? Also, one second, I got a call. Yo.
Send me your hours this week.
Sure, I'll send them in just a second. Also, you see my text about the fishing stuff?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to look. I think it's a super, super low tide in the morning, which is a nightmare at that dock.
That is...
It's supposed to be really nice in the afternoon, and the winds are coming down.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, thank you. Sorry. Long story short is it wasn't a hyper personal conversation. I just don't like to share conversations on stream if I don't have to. Yeah, TLDR is just they want to go fishing tomorrow, and for context, I work outside, so I have a tan already, right? And I'm a burnt little chicken nugget. So for my weekends, what I like to do is I like to lock myself in my little hole and go hide, right? So I'm like, hey, I don't mind going fishing, but if we're going fishing, let's do it like early before like I melt my balls off. Because that's all very fun. You heard the whole thing, yeah. I mean, oops. I don't know why. So for context, I'm a little bit tired right now. I'm a little bit underslept. I went to Discord and muted myself despite not being in a conversation with anybody there. Like nobody's here. It's just me. Hell yeah. But yeah, Harley, going back to what we were saying, right? Is like yeah. So there's the ARIA exception, right? Where like, oh, CSS helps with ARIA, but if you're concerned about the CSS ARIA thing, then just learn the proper HTML5 elements, right? Because like I'm pretty sure, like I don't know, I haven't really had to use it yet, but I'm almost certain there's like a HTML like loading bar, right? Loading bar or like progress bar, right? Yeah, there's literally a progress tag, right? And you can set a progress tag. So again, by using Tailwind, to be fair, you are combining HTML5 and CSS into one thing, so you kind of don't have to really do it as much. So with HTML, you know, you can just learn divs, and then you can use Tailwind on top of that to style everything. But, like, I still fail to see the reason for it, right? Because I'm pretty sure if I just go here and then I change this, like 50, and then, we run that, is it going to run? Is it going to update? It might have to be like a full reload if this doesn't refresh here. Oh, shoot. I accidentally, did Windows R. Yeah, so if I do something like this and I change this to, like, I don't know, like, let's just, like, 62. Run, does that update? No. Okay, let's save it. I don't want to log in. Okay, go away. You've lost my interest. But yeah, anyways, long story short, progress bar. I'm sure, actually, here, I know a better way to do it. Let's do view page source. No, I don't want to do view page... I don't want to do view page source like that. I wanted to go, like, the console. There we go. Because if I go, like, right here to this frickin' thing here, yeah, so... Oh, it's the... Oh, I see, because it was updated the other thing. My bad. But yeah, I can do, like, 60, I can do like 64 here, and then now it updates, right? So all I need to do in JavaScript is just have a for loop, or just use an event-based system where, like, with the loading, each increment, it just jumps the bar along like an old-fashioned loading bar, right? So this is, again, where like, I consistently get so frustrated with, like, the web ecosystem, because, I will indirectly comment on something that I heard. So are any of you aware of like Theo Theo.gg YouTube? This person, or like any y'all aware of this duber? I'm gonna wait for a second to see if anybody does. I'm going to assume no. Never heard of them. That's fine. So long story short is they used to work at Twitch. Apparently, according to them, if we go to Twitch .tv, whoops, I cannot spell right now. If you go to twitch.tv and you go to like, I'll go to here, but I'll mute this just as an example. So like how like there's like these like panels and stuff that you can like expand and collapse and like all the colors and stuff like that. Like basically what you think of as the modern Twitch user interface. Apparently that's something that the Theo person worked on. Like this guy. Apparently. I don't know. I'm going to trust their face value and word it in, whatever, go from there. Anyways, so they made this video basically labeled just use HTML. I'm not signed in right now, but I did watch it, right? And so they made and so they read those like joke websites. So there's a couple of joke websites which are like this is a website. Are you aware of this? This is a website. Also, I don't know why when I grabbed this it inverted itself. Cool. Anyways, but are you aware of this is a web page, Harley? Oh, never saw it? Have you not? Okay, well, you're going to find this beautiful. This is a web page. There's not much here. Just words, and you're reading them. We become obsessed with fancy designs, responsive layouts, and scripts that do magical things. But the most powerful tool on the web is still words. I wrote these words. You're reading, and you're reading them. That's magical. I'm in a little city in British Columbia. You're probably somewhere else. I wrote this in the early morning, June 20th, 2013, and you're reading it at a different time. I wrote this on my laptop, and you could be reading this on a phone, tablet, or desktop. You and I have been able to connect because I wrote this, and you're reading it. That's the web. Despite our different locations, devices, and time zones, we connect here. This isn't the one. There was another one which was this is a fucking website. Motherfucking website. Sorry, this is the better one. This is a motherfucking website, and it's fucking perfect. Seriously, what the fuck else do you want? You probably build websites, and you think your shit is special. You think that your 13 megabyte parallaxative homepage is going to use some fucking award banner that you can glue to the top corner of your website. You think that your 40-pound jQuery file and 83 polyfills give IE7 a boner because it finally has some box shadowing. Wrong, motherfucker. Let me describe your perfect-ass website. Shit's lightweight and loads fast, fits on your shitty screens, looks the same in all your shitty browsers. It's the motherfucking accessible to every asshole that visits your site, sits legible, and gets your fucking point across. If you had one instead of just 5 megabyte pics of hipsters drinking coffee. OMG, I love it. Yeah, exactly, right? Well, guess what, motherfucker? You are over-designing. Look at this shit. It's a motherfucking website. What the fuck do you need to animate a motherfucking trendy-ass banner flag when I hover over that useless piece of shit? You spent hours on it and added 80 kilobytes to your fucking website. Some motherfucker jabbing at it on their iPad with fat sausage fingers will never see that shit. Not to mention the blind people who will never see that shit. But they don't see any of your shitty shit. You never knew it, but this is your perfect website. Here's why. You know, it's lightweight, it's responsive, it's just fucking words, yada yada yada, right? But like this was like a trendy thing, and then so this person, there's like a few websites like this, and they're kind of iterative, right? And like they commented on this, and then for context, this person is very rack-pilled. They made something called the T3 stack. So the T3 stack, if I recall, is TypeScript, Tailwind, and something else that I can't recall. I think it's Theo. Like literally, it's like are you aware of like Create React App? This was basically like a TypeScript version of Create React App, as far as I'm aware, right? But long story short, they're very React-pilled. They're very forward-thinking when it comes to the web, and so something that they argued was that with a lot of these frameworks, they're pushing ahead the internet, right? Like, oh, you know, like these people who want the front end to be simple, they're anti-development and they want all the complexity on the back end to, you know, be all, you know, happy and whatever, right? And I think that works, but the issue that I have is that I do fundamentally have the opinion that the front end should represent data, right? Because in my opinion, the way that I see it is that data should live in the most secure space. You know, let's pull up Krita for this for 2 seconds. Come on, Krita, launch quick. I believe in you. Come on. Yeah! Look at that. Krita launches so fast on freaking Linux compared to everything else. Anyways, and a quick little cheat to make it flip 90 degrees. But yeah, anyway, so to share my data philosophy, right, is so like all of the data, right, should live in like the most secure place possible, right? And this is, to be very clear, a junior's opinion. I could be very wrong, but stick with me, right? That's where all the data should live, right? And the most paramount thing first is keeping that data safe. You being trusted with your users' data, in my opinion, entails that you do everything possible that is reasonable to protect said data, right? So you shouldn't be giving out data like it's fucking free samples at Costco, right? So by that same extent, right? So, the back end is basically the only place that data can be stored long-term safe, right? And like, well, why does that have to be long-term? Well, because the front end, the only thing you have on the front end, right, is you have basically, local storage, right? Which is limited to 90 days, right? So not really long-term storage if it's only 90 days. It can be considered long in some contexts, but in most contexts, that's not very long, right? When by, counterexample, the backend can basically be as long as you maintain the drives. So I think like the average hard drive has like, an expectation of like, 10 years, right? Like 10 years life expectancy, right? So like, even if you don't do anything to maintain your data, 10 years is a lot longer than 90 days, right? So for me, in my opinion, right, is that the front end should always be a reflection of the back end, because for the simple reason that the front end can't actually hold data. It can't store it, right? So like it's one of those things where I don't consider I consider the argument of like, oh, have all the data in the front end and whatever to be flawed, because it's like, okay, as an example, what if like a user's editing a form or something, right? And they hit saved a couple times, but then the web page crashes or it gets corrupted somehow, right? Or like your browser updated and cleared the local storage for whatever reason because of like some complacency issue or whatever, right? Well, then like now all this data is now just gone and it's super fragile for a ton of reasons, right? It doesn't make sense to store your data there, right? So on top of that too, like another thing is that, so I'll share this as well, is I'm going to need to drag this over from another thing, but like, so long story short is, so I have been working on my own website, and I'm currently working on like account stuff, right? So like right now I'm learning like RSA on my own time. I'll do like an RSA implementation on stream, most likely, not guaranteed, but like once I understand RSA properly to like implement it with like, proper full secure thing, then I'll probably show it, right? But if I need to find my terminal. Where the heck is my terminal at? I guess WesTerm just died on my Mac for some reason. That's cool. But so if I go to just, let me cd on over to volbit.com, let me neovim into it, and then I will then project find, and then I'm looking for RSA tests. There we are. Oh, that didn't save. That's cool. I know where it should be. It should be in content code stuff, RSA test.html. There it is. Okay, I guess I have two RSA test files. That's awesome. Let me make this bigger and then I'll show it on stream real quickly. So if I jump over here, I'm going to do a quick window capture. I'm going to set it to be the application window, or not the application, no, it is application window. The application window, or do I want window capture? I want window capture, right? Yeah, window capture of WesTerm, bam. Let me get this in place so y'all can see it all beautiful and pretty like. All the pretty ladies. But yeah, so window capture is not working now for some reason. Excuse you? Oh, it's below. Oopsies. There we are. So like here's like my little RSA test. It's like hyper early. I'm trying to like write it out so like I basically get all the stuff down, right? But like as an example is like I see a lot of people gushing about like, oh, when you write JavaScript, you can do something where it's like, oh, oh, div, and then, the value here is equal to, like the variable that you assigned earlier. And then like, wow, look, if you update the variable, then it assigns everywhere. And then like, when you create the variable, all you need to do is you just need to do something like, like variable, let variable is equal to an array where you have to, like, create something and then, assign something, right? And it's like, wow, look at that. It's all cool and epic. And that way, every time you want to assign something, you do it to the assigned, like the left side. And then when you want to access it, you access the right side. Isn't that convenient and awesome? It's like, no, that's kind of fucking tedious. And then not just that, but it's like, why do I have to assign a variable here, right? So, like, all that I did for, like, this is, like, I basically just collect all the elements of an item that has a specific class tag. And then, I just added an event, I just add an event listener to them, and then each time, the value is frickin' changed, right here. Oh, that wasn't working for some reason. But yeah, like each time the value here is changed, then all that I do is I just iterate through all the other items, and I just set the value to be accurate. I don't need like an 800 frickin' megabyte frickin', or sorry, an 80 kilobyte fucking payload to, like, help me, like, update a bunch of values unanimously, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, why are you wasting all this data and time and whatever, like, with React? It doesn't, like, why am I adding a compilation step of JSX? Why am I dealing with the interpolator of Babel or whatever, right? Like, why am I dealing with, like, all this extra shit that's just going to break at some point that I have to deal with, right? Like, oh my god. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating for me. So yeah, it's just one of those things, right? Where, like, I'm not trying to be angry, right? I'm not trying to be zesty. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm not against moving the web forward, but it feels like shiny object syndrome, where it's like, wow, look guys, we did this, like, super advanced thing on the front end that's, like, great for somebody the size of Facebook, and now all of you can use it. And it's like, that's awesome, but, like, my entire website is going to be an account sign-in, which then reroutes you to a Stripe payment page, so I don't need to deal with your account, like, information and personal information, because I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to make cool things and make people happy. So, like, okay, I guess a simpler way to put it is, I have yet to personally experience a website that has been made definitively better by React. And when I say definitively, I don't mean like, oh, well, like, it lets the team move faster and do all this other stuff, because that's the secondary to me, right? Like what I mean is that I don't know any circumstance where React is strictly responsible for making the user experience better. Because this might sound like me being saucy, and to be fair, there's a lot of other issues with this, but it's like, I had a better time on Facebook when it ran off of PHP. The website was more stable, right? It felt responsive, like, and like the entire website, although it was definitely chunky at times and there's issues loading, the devices were also a lot slower back then, right? Like, I legitimately do not see a consistent way that React has actually improved the user experience directly. And that could easily be me being native, right? It could be me being somebody who doesn't understand, what's happening and all these other little subtle things that are going on. And to be very clear, I do think developer velocity and happiness can contribute to a better user experience indirectly, right? But, like, again, it's the tools you use, right? Like, there's so much legacy stuff that is written in, like, PHP 4, right? Or, like, good old-fashioned C, or even COBOL, that some people just enjoy, right? That just works. That doesn't run like crap. So, like, oh my gosh. And don't get me started on mobile apps made with React Native. I mean, yeah, and, like, to be very clear, I don't hate a lot of the whole, like, oh, everything's a web browser now, because, like, yeah, it's it makes a lot of things bloated, but what it does do is it does allow developer velocity to be fast, and it allows a lot of simple things. Like, for instance, in C, I have played around a few times with trying to get, something to render. It sucks, right? Like, like when I was in college first learning about web development stuff, I managed to get, 3D rendering working on a website using 3JS, right? And that was very quick, and that was me as a junior who didn't know what the fuck, a fucking image tag was in, HTML yet, right? And I could do that because I understood, some 3D basics and could be bam! There it is, right? But the entire issue is that it's becoming the whole Swiss Army knife thing, right? Where it's because, I know the Swiss Army knife very well, I'm just going to use this little 2-inch blade to cut my steak, right? And it's oh my god. It's wait a second. You gotta, cut some paper for, a school craft project? Oh boy, let me show you this. And, flips out, the, half-an-inch scissors on their Swiss Army knife, right? It's just oh man, you gotta cut through that piece of plywood. Don't worry, pulls out the freaking 2-inch little saw blade attachment for the Swiss Army knife. And it's oh, don't worry guys, after 2 hours we'll be through here. And it's no, stop that. Stop it. That's not what we do. Oh my god, because it's and to be very, very, very clear, I know the Swiss Army knife saw thing correlates more to the developers could actually be really fast at React. And it's no, I'm not talking about that, or not React, but the web browser thing, right? I can be really fast in the web browser. Yeah, you can be fast, but it's slow. It's single threaded unless you spawn multiple sessions, right? So, in reality, what you should probably be doing is if you have a lot of numbers to crunch, you should probably, be a big girl and, pull up your pants and, learn, a little bit of C, right? Because I've written numerous CLI applications for doing simple shit, like finding a factor of a number and shit, right? Because it's just faster. I've legitimately benchmarked C against, JavaScript, and, it's basically just, an n-squared loop. And, I shit you not, I managed to start the JavaScript one, go to C++, run that, go to the terminal, run the C++ version, have that finish, and then go back to the web page, and then still see it's, waiting to, process, right? And that's just, an n-squared loop of, generate, a million variables or something, right? Which is hey, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work, but it's why? Why? Right? And if you do want to run the browser, okay, I mean, to be fair, Wasm, from what I've heard and experienced, doesn't actually have any significant performance over the browser. So I'm gonna double check. Wasm versus JS. Let's do a bubble sort. Bubble sort. Just for the absolute basics, right? Let's see, JavaScript versus Wasm. Yeah, so Wasm's a little bit slower right now. I'm imagining WebAssembly will speed up, but I don't know if Wasm is going to speed up long term. From what I've heard, more than anything, is this basically allows libraries that are coded in C to cross compile to something the web, right? So that's neat. Let's see, it's the basics, it's the basic of the 80s. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, so do elaborate, please. Please go further. Please go deeper. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Let's see, Wasm versus JS, benchmark. So in the 80s, computers had this simple interpreting language called BASIC. Yes. Yes. When you said basics, my brain went to the basics. So that's very fun. But yeah, it was a show you interacted with in computers like the Commodore 64. I never played with the Commodore 64. My entire computer experience has been basically when I was 16. I thought plugging in my an HDMI cable into my laptop to get the signal to output to a TV was the shit. I thought I was a hacker for doing that. So, hey, in 10 years I feel I've come decently far with technology. But yeah, I went from what the fuck is a Wi-Fi to this in 9 years. I know I said 10, but it's technically 9. So shush. But like that was my experience on like computers and stuff, right? So like for context, I did play a tiny bit with computers before then, but like, you know, basically until I turned 16, I just had no experience with computers, right? My entire life was very non-tech because my parents were very non-tech and even kind of anti-tech in a lot of ways, right? So there's a bunch of stuff like that, right? So like I'm not like again, like I'm not trying to be like zesty or anything about that. It's just me saying like, yeah, like if I can come what I feel like is this far in 10 years or 9 years off of effectively no experience and being self-taught, I'm pretty sure some guy who has, you know, 5 years in the industry and is making, you know, websites professionally and whatever can like maybe learn a little bit of C or something, you know? Maybe have a little bit of a fun time, you know? I don't know, it's just so frustrating to me. It is so frustrating. I don't think I need any of these, so we'll get rid of all of these for now. So tell me, Harley, was that a big enough ramble for you? Was that enough of a side tangent for you? Was that exciting enough for you? I don't know, I'm turning into the Joker, but I guess I am. Well, I got these scars. These beautiful scars. It was from kissing a catfish. Yar. It needed to be bigger. I mean, I can make it a lot bigger. Like, oh. Mars catfish. Yeah, you know, let's go with that. But yeah, no, I mean, like I can go a lot longer. I just don't want to tread in circles and stuff, right? Like, I'm sure once I become a bigger programmer, I'll get more pay and my rants can be longer, right? But it's like, you know, like, I don't know, like I think if you're somebody who's just like a mom and pop thing who's trying to learn or just make like a basic web page, you know, for like your small business or something, that's like, yeah, you know, do the bare minimum, right? But to like anybody who's like talking about this stuff as their job, it's like, come on, like, in my opinion, I consider it professionalism to at least be able to like talk outside of your immediate field, right? And like that being said, I'm not saying you need to do everything. I'm not saying you need to be fluent in it. Like, for instance, this Vulkan stuff, I'm probably going to get the triangle to render, and then I'm probably not going to do it for, like, a very long time, if ever again, depending on how I feel about it, right? But it's one of those things, right, where it's like, like, at least I tried, so, like, I understand a little bit about the GPU, I understand a little bit about this and that and whatever, and I can do stuff with that, right? Because if I don't do that, then I'm just going to have a bad time, and I'm going to be a fucking idiot who's stuck talking about nothing but JavaScript for the rest of my life, right? And, like, I don't want my peak to be JavaScript. I don't want, like, you know, my peak or whatever to be JavaScript. I don't want my fucking my development to be limited to a web browser, right? And to be very clear, that isn't looking down at a web browser. I just view it as very limiting. Like, oh, your entire life and like development is limited to a window within somebody else's window. Windows, maybe? Like, come on. That's boring. And then not just that, but there's like all the performance issues too, right? So it's like, you know, maybe I should do something to like actually like, you know, educate myself a little bit, even if I never touch it again. Because if I can at least talk about graphic stuff to a degree that's better than nothing, then I can at least, you know what, probably at some point, maybe possibly actually have a chance at doing something worth talking about. You know? Native development is funner? Yeah, I mean, like, how do I put this? I don't like websites that... Oh, Harley, here's a funner thing. Have you seen my FNAF Minute Part 3 stream? I'm just asking because I'm assuming you haven't, but I feel like it's a nice transition. I feel like it's a very epic transition even. /@ Volbite. Oh, you haven't? Okay. So long story short is there was some ragey moments in there. If we go here, I just want to share this. Let me pause something on my end. So I don't want to spoil too much. Let me just jump to the part that I'm caring about. Where is it? It's over here. So for context, like obviously I was being a bit more verbal than like I normally would because stream and like whatever, right? Like when you're on camera, you're always gonna play it up a little bit, right? But like this is basically my honest reaction to like the fucking shit happening. I have to do different things. Fuck. What am I supposed to do in each? Hold on. I know if I enter the wrong one, it's gonna be wrong. And hold on.
No.
Where was it? 1 second. He bound. There's a point right here. Hold on 1 second. There was. If I go to not live chat reply. Is there not a transcript for this yet? I mentioned Markiplier on this. Okay, I guess there. I was looking for the transcript. Oh, there it is. Transcript. Wait, let's hide the chat reply. No. Okay, I guess I can't. Okay. So then I want to Command F, and then I want to do humanities. Yeah. So here's the TLDR sort of. Markiplier jump scare, exactly. I'm gonna paste that number in, and I'm gonna times it by 0. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, not there. I'm going to aim. I'm gonna go to fucking hour of it. Okay. Hang on. So I have been doing this for.
Let me just confirm that you need to run parachute to get
fucking holy shit! I was doing this for. So jumping to like the timestamp now, I was doing this for almost a fucking hour. I did this for 48 minutes. 48 fucking minutes! Something that I could have done in like 5 minutes if it didn't fucking insert all those slow ass horseshit fucking things. I could have. It wasted half an hour of my fucking life. My precious time.
Oh,
it wasted half a fucking hour of it. Okay, let's do this real quickly. I'm gonna go to fucking I'm gonna go to the fucking Mimic page, right? So I'm going to my Steam thing. I'm gonna search Mimic. I'm gonna do a hyper conservative estimate on this, right? So this game has fucking almost 3,000 reviews right now, right? So I'm going to aim as low as fucking possible and assume that the thing took fucking what do you call it? The like 1 out of 100 people left a review, right? So at 3,000, that means this game has sold roughly 300,000 copies, right? So hang on, 300,000 times fucking 45 times 45 equals 13.5 million. Okay, so that's copied in my clipboard. So 13.5 million divided by. This has a point. It's building.
60,
so we get hours. This game, assuming every play. Oh no, sorry. I'm gonna be a little bit more fair.
It's taking so long.
I'm gonna paste that number in, and I'm gonna times it by 0.056 because that's how many people had it, right? 0.56. That was how many people have it, right? 0.5. Sorry. I was almost too zesty there. Oh, fucking off by 0.1. This game has, with this fucking terminal section, has wasted 12,000 of humanity's hours.
Keep in mind,
this game has been out for 3 days.
Keep in mind, that is how many people have beat the game.
Don't forget to come to the security
with all of the items. There's
so I'm guessing that word spaghetti is fucking awesome. Anyways, so what my point there was so anytime you do an action on this stupid fucking terminal, it legitimately takes fucking 4 seconds to do anything, right? So if you press enter, there's an animation that lasts about 4 seconds. And it's a laugh awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like what my complaint here is like, don't waste my fucking time, right? The reason why I find coding native or C or whatever you want to call it to be like interesting is because I get to not waste time, right? So for instance, you can hear how upset I am about my time being wasted and everybody else's time being wasted, right? So again, if you're going to code fucking whatever, in my opinion, it should always fucking it should have the entropy of going towards like a minimum, right? Like, less load time is always better. If you want to have a load time, the load time for anything outside of what's necessary should be purely aesthetic. And when I say something like that, I mean like a slow fade in. Do you remember when you tried to link your phone number to your Blizzard account? Yeah, that was a whole other level of bullshit. That was frustrating on like a different way. Like, on one hand, I somewhat appreciate it because it's like, okay, you know, Blizzard, like, I know I haven't logged in 4 years, so like, thanks for trying to protect my account. I can at least understand it, right? My main frustration here is that it's like, there was no justification for this much time being wasted, right? And it's the exact same thing with, like, websites. It's like, when the website has, like, the backend coded in JavaScript, and there is, like, serious number crunching going on. Like, you know, like, you send, like, numbers off to get processed, and they're returned, right? Something like that, right? Like, you know, you send them a CSV, it processes the data in the CSV, and it returns you a new CSV, right? Comma separated value. Like, it's basically an Excel spreadsheet, right? Like, if you're doing something like that, why in the ever-loving fuck are you going to use something like JavaScript? It's single-threaded. It's slow. You're probably paying for the service. So, like, they're, like, just chugging it anyways. It isn't running on your system. OMG, you totally get it. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I know I'm going hard on this point, right? Like I know I am, but that's my point, right? Where it's like, why is this the case? It's like how, like, developers, they, like a lot of them won't include pre-compiled shaders, but the shaders for their games take, like, 10 minutes to compile. It's like, okay, if you're a live service game who has a healthy player base, that means that your game probably has in the neighborhood of, let's say, I don't know, at least 10,000 players. I think any live service game would have about 10,000 players at least to be considered like a healthy live service game, right? Overwatch has 12 gig of shaders. Ooh, yeah. I hope those are pre-compiled, because if they're not, then I will be upset. But that's my thing, though, right? Is when you think about the time wasted for something like a live service game, right? Where, like, there's going to be all these people booting it up and whatever. Like, for instance, Siege. Ubisoft's Rainbow Six Siege. I play that game a lot. Unironically, I've probably spent 10 hours of, like, my life compiling shaders for that game. Maybe not 10, like, an hour. But an hour is too much. And for a game that has a 100,000 player base, well, if you times that by, you know, the 100,000 players, assuming that it's only 100,000 players, and that's not counting for Xbox or PlayStation or anything else like that, that then means that your stupid effing game has wasted like 100,000 of humanity's hours. Which is like, fucking, why? 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 Like, to be fair, there might be something where, like, if it's tied to the fucking, like, graphics settings, then maybe that's different. But, oh wait, no, because if I change my graphics settings in that game, I don't need to recompile my shaders. So, why? Right? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, right? Like, I'm genuinely not. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, why don't you have a fucking render box in the corner that just recompiles the game when you make a push to main? Like, just fucking set that thing to check it once every second while it does other stuff, and then once every second it's like, oh, if there's a difference, just designate a thread or two to this, right? You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to go that hard.
Hello, baby. Oh my gosh, big flaps. Big flaps from the little baby puppy man? What's going on with you? Wait. Oh, wait. What can I do for you? What can I do for this little baby? Sorry, the puppy has come to give me attention, and I love the puppy, so I'm giving him his attention. Never. What can I do for you? What can I do for you, man? You wanna go inside? Do you think I'm stressed out and you're trying to calm me down? It's okay. It's okay. Nothing is wrong. You're a good man. You're a good man and a good baby. Aren't you? You wanna go inside? You wanna go inside for a bit? Do you want some food? Oh, I think he might want some food. I'm gonna go give him some food real quickly. He's already had dinner, but he was a really good boy today, so he deserves extra food. He deserves to get a little extra fat. Want some food, pups? Come on, go eat some food. Go eat your food. Go eat your food. Go get your food. You're a good man. Good. Don't get your nose. Go. Go. Oh, wait, 1 second. Need some water as well. Here's some water. Sorry, the puppy also needs some water. 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Love you. Okay, I apologize. I have returned. The pupper has been fooded and watered. They have been watered like plant. But yeah, where's it going with this? So, I thought about what I was trying to say, and for 2 more seconds, I guess I'll put it this way, right? So, or like add this asterisk, right? So, like, I've also played with Next.js, right? I played with serverless stuff, right? And what has especially come to bother me, for context, is there's a lot of stuff that is also just very, very silly, and I think breaks patterns, right? So, for instance, with like JavaScript, or not on a JavaScript, but with like Next.js, right? You know, it's not uncommon to put at like the top of your file in like a string would be something like client, I forget exactly what it is, but you put a string at the top of your file, and then the server reads that, and is like, oh, okay, I know what to do with this, right? And it's like, okay, like the server might know what to do with that, but that's not breaking like a ton of like conventions, right? Like, it's like you're just putting a comment at the top of your page that's not in a comment for the Next.js like compiler or whatever it is to like interpret that and do something with that, right? So it's like Next.js commonly breaks like conventions like that, right? So like to be very clear, I'm not saying conventions shouldn't be expanded on, but it's like that's just some magic BS, isn't it? Just, oh yeah, you know, put like a string at the top of your file randomly, and like, you know, Next.js deals with it. Like, that's like one of those things where, like, you know, like you hear the stories where it's like, okay, like read all the instructions carefully, and then like on like the second last sentence, it's like draw a smiley face and like hand in your paper with nothing on it, right? It's like, I'm sorry, I thought I was coding a language, not magic fucking runes all over the place, right? And then like, don't get me wrong, like Next.js has also done some nice stuff. Like I think the like image tag that they have and like some auto stuff that does is nice, right? But it still doesn't fix stuff for me. And then like another example is like the whole like serverless stuff. Like I use serverless stuff. I'm going to use quote unquote serverless for my website for when I do application stuff, or not application, but like account management stuff, right? So like long story short is I'm going to use it to like generate and authenticate JWTs as well as fetch and get user information, right? And And the reason why is because at my size, it can scale to 0, which makes sense, right? And then on top of scaling to 0, it also is like, oh, it's a flexible framework that works well and is disconnected from my website, so like it's less likely for, a malicious actor to access and do something bad with it, right? And I can add all these stop gaps that are hidden away that people can't access and yada yada yada, right? It makes sense, right? So there's instances where I see like web development trends, like, yeah, you know what, this stuff's cool. I kind of get it, right? But then there's so many other things, and I mean so many other things, where like, again, like the whole like React stuff, it's just like, you don't need JSX. You don't. Like, okay, like, long story short is, so like I do a lot of like web development stuff as well, right? If we go to something that's like heavily generated, I guess I won't look it up. You hate JSX so much? I mean, that's fair enough. I don't actually hate JSX. I kind of like it, right? But like, like a common example that like I think about, right, is I'm just gonna do this here, right? So I'm gonna do cd /nvim nvim tilde / I'm just gonna name this like test.html, right? I don't care. Go away. But so like if we do something like like we have like a body tag here. Actually, I should do HTML here. HTML, and then we go / HTML, right? So like, like one of like the big things is like, oh well, like you can very quickly like access and assign stuff and whatever, right? And it's like, okay, so this is what you do if like you want to quickly access something, right? So what you do first is you create your elements. So we'll name this something like div, right? Want to be compliant, and then we'll give this div the an ID of something, right? So we'll just say like ID is equal to like, I don't know, taco, right? We love ourselves some tacos, right? And then this like I'm considering making like just like a default like ECMAScript 6 like quality of life library, because I do genuinely think I could like do some nice things that like would make people like somewhat happy and would take off some of the rough edges, right? To be very clear, it's not a framework. It's just a library of functions that just makes life easier, right? But then it's like you do like type equals module, because guess what? We're no longer on frickin' Internet Explorer 7, right? And then all that you do is you just create 2 functions that make your life so much easier. The first one you do is you do like create element, right? So you do like function, I do CE as an abbreviation for it, right? And then all you do is you just use a basic frickin' strategy pattern, where all you do is you just do something like, you do like element is equal to, default is div, generally is what I do, right? So we'll do like element is equal to, say, div, and then, you can overwrite that obviously, and then, you then add like a few other things like style, and whatever, right? You can do this in a bunch of ways, right? Like I have mine passed as basically like a map argument, so you can basically look at like the arguments list and like very quickly edit it, right? And then the reason why is because then this takes care of all the tedium of like, document dot, oh my god, I cannot type right now. Create element, element, and then, then we want it to be, a div element, but in this case, we already defined it, so we'll just say element, and then, it takes care of all that tedious stuff. And then at the end of it, oh, sorry, I should just do this. I should do like I'll just do E for element is equal to like that, right? And then, then you do all of your other tedious JavaScript stuff here. And then, at the end of it, you just do return element, right? That's all you do. That takes away so much friction, because then all the annoying JavaScript or JSX stuff is just like dealt with, right? Because then all you do like later in the script, right, is, you have like more stuff, and then, down here, if you want to create something, all you do is you just start managing it, right? So you just do something like, let P for parent, right? And then that's just equal to create element, and then we'll just make this, just a default div, so we don't need to do anything to it, right? And then you can do something like P dot, like frickin', style is equal to whatever, and then you do all that stuff that you want to it, right? And there's like, oh, but what about the like, what about like appending children and stuff? And like, oh, that's dead easy. All you do is you just do like let C for child, right? You do the exact same thing, right? And then, you do whatever the heck else you want. And then at the end of it, you just do p.append child, and then frickin' C for the child. That's all you do, right? And then at the very end of that, all you do is you just do frickin' like document.append child P. And then ta-da! Your element's been appended to the end of it, right? Or like, sorry, it would be like document body append child. Sorry, my mistake. My boldness, right? But it's like, oh, what if you want to append it to a specific element? Oh, well, guess what, buckaroo? I got a frickin' wild one for you, right? So if we go frickin' 10 up, and then I just go here, that's where you create one other function. The simple function you do is frickin' function is going to be, I call it Gibby, which is technically get element by ID. All you do is you just have, you know, the ID equal to nil. You have a hyper basic, just, you know, if, you know, ID equals this, then, you know, then it's just, you know, you frickin' return, you just return, like, error, right? And then if that isn't the case, then all that you do is you just do frickin', you know, document dot get element by ID. And then you just pass in for the argument the ID, and then guess, oops, shoot, I didn't mean to do that, element by ID. And then again, you just pass in the ID right here, and then the only thing you need to do to make this extra fancy is just hit return, right? So it's like, oh, well, what if you want to append it to a specific element? Oh, well, that's pretty freaking easy. All that you need to do now is that instead of this, instead of that, all you do is you just do freaking Gebby of element type, which will just be, in this case, I don't know, like, you know, I'll just do like desired underscore parent, right? Then you just do dot append child P. Done. That's like the same ergonomics as like that. And then like, oh, well, what if you want to style P? Oh, well, guess what? This right here is literally just CSS, right? So you can just do, you know, like a freaking background dash color is equal to, you know, freaking bang 333 for like a dark red. It works. It's crazy. It's insane even. Like, it's just like, yeah, okay, it isn't the ergonomics of JSX, which is slightly better, but is this that much worse? Is this that much worse? Like, Harley, am I insane? Or like, is this not that big of a deal? So much simpler, right? Like, I don't feel like I'm that crazy. And for context, when I have this, right? Like, when I have the CE element, right? So what I could do instead, if I also want, is I could also just clear this. I can then just have create element, you know, I could just do, you know, frickin', you know, comma div, right? Okay, so the way that I actually have it done is this a map, right? So instead, if we go back up here, I'll just share this because holy crap. All that I do is that this is just a frickin' map or dictionary or whatever we'll call it, right? So then all that I do is, that's in the right spot now. All that I do is I just break these onto new lines. And then all that I do is I just, okay, I need to swap these for semicolons real quickly. So, whoops, one second. Command V, R with that. Yeah, so then I just do this, and then, you know, then I have a couple other things. So I have, like, style, and then I have, like, I think I have, like, a on-click function, just to make it a little bit easier, so that way it's, like, you know, that's just some function that just makes it, like, super easy to, like, bind to, like, a click function, because, you know, those are very easy to do, right? And, like, a bunch of other things, right? So then when I'm then calling the function later, like, down here, right, on, like, this line right here, then all that I do is I just say, like, style is then equal to, you know, oh my god, background dash color, you know, percentage, sure, FFF for pure white, right? I know I did red last time, but you get the idea, right? Or I can go like, R3, there's your dark red again, right? So, like, that's what I do when I'm, like, playing with, like, my sort of, like, micro framework thing, right? I call it a library because it's just vanilla JS. Like, it doesn't change the way you architect your app, and it's still just generic HTML and all this other stuff, right? And, like, I understand, like, way back in the day when, like, you know, web pages couldn't, like, update parts that had to be, like, a full re-render or whatever. Yeah, sure, okay. React was a lot simpler then, right? But it's like, we don't really need that anymore. Like, the only people that I see needing, like genuinely needing React are, like, you know, large companies like Facebook. And as far as I'm aware, your fucking, like, 10-person-a-year webpage doesn't need React. It doesn't need it, right? And, like, all the complexities that come with, like, use effect, use fucking, like all the hooks and, like, server components and everything is just like, why? You know? Yeah, oh my gosh. Because, like, I don't know. Like, call me crazy, but, like, in my opinion, 90% of, like, what I enjoy about React can be solved with, like, this. Right? And then it's just, like, then you don't have to learn all the Reactisms, right? And then, it's so bad. Because, like, then there's also the issues of, like, the re-renders and the reloads, and then, like, the React freaking hyper re-rendering loop, right? Where, like, it'll re-render stuff, like, 50,000 times because, like, you know, your server's updating, or your web page is updating, like, every freaking frame and re-rendering everything because you didn't use a React component correctly. So that's cool. Oh my god, I'm sorry for this being such a rant, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, as somebody who feels like I know just enough to be dangerous, I've come from being like, what is React? React seems like the coolest thing ever. Why don't we just use JavaScript? That has been my circle, right? And, like, you know, last thing I'll say is, like, yeah, you know what? I do work a little faster in React. Right? I do enjoy a good chunk of the React-isms, right? But it's like, why am I hurting both my performance and my user experience so I can work slightly faster? Most of my stuff on my website just like sits by and rots. I don't need to use fucking React. It doesn't make sense. I apologize for keeping you up this late, Harley. I am sorry. Big drink of water. True, it only makes sense on the developer end and not the user end. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying earlier, right? So this is kind of the last thing I'll say on, like, this part, because I feel like I've gone on, like, way too long about this. But it's like, so the thing that I feel like almost every developer misses is that I think most developers get too up in their own ass and think they're the most important person, right? Not always, but mostly, right? So the entire issue is when I see a lot of React developers and things like that, and to be very, very, very clear, I am grouping them, but, like, I don't mean this for all, I mean this for, like, what I've generally seen, right? And what I've generally seen is that I'll see a fuck ton of people being like, oh, well, it makes me faster, or like, oh, look, it lets me do this so much easier, or like, oh, I can make network requests super simple without needing to do all this, like, dumb WebRTC stuff. Or like, oh, look, instead of doing, you know, this through C, which would have taken me, like, a month, I managed to do it in the web page in 2 days, right? And it's like, okay, I get that to a degree. But again, at the end of the day, the ultimate issue is that what is the issue, or sorry, what is the benefit to the user? Hi and bye because I'm going to bed, but I hope you have a good rest of your stream. Thank you, Sapphire. Thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, and have a good snooze. I hope your pillow is cool if that is what you hope for. Cool on both sides, actually. So you can get that good, like, underarm tuck when you sleep, and, like, your arm is, like, chilled, right? Anyways, carrying on, is, like, yeah, so... Yeah, with what I was trying to say, right, is, like, so at the end of the day, what consistently bothers me about the React argument and, like, so many developer tools in general, not just React, but developer tools in general, is for some stupid reason, it seems like every tool has shifted to being developer first instead of user first, right? Like, I am, as long as the tools are clear, I don't mind working slower if it means my product is better at the end, right? So true. Thank you for agreeing. But, like, legitimately though, right? So, like, I don't mind working slower if the product at the end is better, right? I don't mind working slower if it means that my app doesn't crash as much, like significantly less, right? I don't mind, you know, working slower if it means that, like, my application takes up significantly less resources, right? I don't mind working slower, I don't mind learning more if it means that at the end of the day, my application is just more stable, right? Like that's the thing, is that I am a person who wants to set and forget for the most part, right? And the issue is that the way that I see it is that JavaScript is pretty stable, CSS and HTML are also pretty stable, but they're to a degree moving targets, right? Especially with browsers, you know, changing and editing things, right? So it's like you're gonna have all these things around you that are constantly changing and shifting, and on top of them changing and shifting, you're just kind of like you're just sacrificing so much of your UX for your DX, and it just absolutely butchers the experience. Oh, sorry, but I have to go to bed now. Yeah, it's all right. I was definitely dragging that on a bit, so I apologize. I hope you have fun, Harley, or had fun. I am sorry for dragging that out. I'm sorry for keeping you up. I hope you had fun hanging out. Sorry for distracting you so much. Hopefully my CE and Gebi elements make sense. If you include them on a webpage somewhere, hey, low key, just like putting a comment on the HTML, like Volbite was here or something. I would be hyped to see that if you actually use that. Oh my gosh, shut up! That's me. But yeah, that's all. I wish you a good night, Harley. And I'll get back to my freaking Vulkan BS and trying to cross-compare. You can go away, you can go away. Now we're back to default Newgin. Huzzah! Alright, now leave my music jamming again. Let's see. I want to find a Haley Labs album to jam to. Haley Labs. Or Haley Lab, I think is how you say it. I think. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. I want something that isn't, like, hyper intense. This one sounds nice. This might actually be too chill. Give me a second. That sounds like a good ambient album. I'll probably listen to that after. I want something that's a little bit more, you know. Oh, not the one I want to do. No, go back, save me! Well, this sounds about right. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, I think this one works. I think this is the album I'm gonna be rocking with. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the vibe. Let's go. Alright. Back to suffering with some of that frickin' React stuff, I guess. Or not React stuff, but the frickin' other stuff. Yeah. Okay, so where were we here? So we did that. So we were on to the end of the destroy. VK instance, instantiate, yeah, return. Okay, so we're at this line right here. We're at the autofunc. PFN underscore VK destroy debug utils. Messenger exit, VK get instance proc adder. Instance VK destroy utils messenger exit end of function. If func is not equal to a null pointer, then I want to then do instead func instance. Okay, we don't care about p info here. Then we're doing debug messenger. I always do that with the e's for some reason. I'm not getting my finger off the key fast enough. And instead of this, is p allocator. Allocator. Okay, I guess I accidentally needed that. Our allocator. P allocator. Allocator? Why is allocator being upset at me? Why is p allocator being upset at me? Why do you make me want to cry? You mean p allocator? Oh, because I did it with 2 L's? Where did I find p allocator? This undeclared p allocator didn't mean p allocator. Did I just fix that? I did. Okay, where did I do p allocator? Okay, I see. So I did it there. In reality, it should be there. There we are. Okay, so that looks like that. So we got Q family indices. So I'm gonna name this general functions, right? Yeah, so that's end of debug. So then here I'm just gonna go frickin' whoops. Then we'll go like one functions here, and then we'll go one end functions. Cool. So there's the functions. So we're gonna look up so there's gonna be the structure, which is gonna be Q. Oh no, it's gonna be struct. So I'm gonna look for struct. Q family indices bool is complete. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna look for functions. Bap. Okay. I guess I'll do structs instead. Structs. And structs. Cool. Okay, then here we're going to do classes, I suppose. Not 11. Classes. Paste. V. R with U. And then end classes. So then here we're doing the class hello triangle application. Okay. So I'm just gonna select the end of this because I think that this should mostly be right. So let's just paste that in here. Okay, then I'm gonna pass you very quickly through the whole Clang dash format. Bam, and then I think it was on class. Alright, so they have defined things very differently, which is not wrong. It's just different, but I'm gonna restructure mine to be similar anyways. So we got all that. Where's private? Here, private. So in the private we have, ooh, the GLFW window went from public to private. Okay. I mean, I could probably assume that everything else under here is going to be private, so why not? So then GLFW window. So it's gonna create a window with that function or that message. I'm gonna move the VK thing down to the bottom. Actually, I don't know if I'm doing it like that. Whoa, get back here. There we are. So now that we're up here. So where is the VK? Actually, let's go back to private. Private. Let's just very quickly go to the end of this, and then we'll just go down here and then paste that. And we'll jump up to the top again. Okay, so then we got private GLFW window is a pointer which is equal to that. I guess I'll leave that there for now. And then I'll just say something like in tutorial is in tutorial ends at star window. So we'll ignore that just in case. Height and width wasn't supposed to be there, I guess. So then now we got VK instance is equal to instance. Oh no, we forgot the VK instance equal to instance. Okay, and then we forgot the VK. Let's see if we can find it. VK underscore null handle. Okay, so that was also in the wrong spot. VK underscore null underscore handle. Okay, so VK null handle was not supposed to be there. That was supposed to be let's see, where's the debug messenger? There it is. No, it isn't. That's the end of it. Oh, okay. RIP, I guess. Yeah, so you were supposed to be, if we go to private, there we are. You were supposed to be not there, were you? Were you? No, you're supposed to be up here. Whoa, no. Okay, so you're supposed to be here, which is supposed to be VK debug utils messenger exit. Or extension, probably is what that means instead. Debug messenger. FE. Whoops, that was a capital F that I did. F. Change the capitalization on that, please and thank you. Whoops. Messenger. So the messenger, we then got the physical device. Then we got the init window with the. Oh, I didn't call glfw init here. glfw init. What does it say? Private field debug messenger is not used. I don't care. Go away. Okay, then we got these two set properly. The issue is that we didn't define window. Oh, I see. So we didn't define the window yet. So window is an abstract that we call later in the init function. So that makes sense enough. That makes sense enough. So we're gonna just go here and we're gonna say window is equal to this, and then we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go that. Then we're gonna go like that. And then we're gonna go like that, and then in there like that, because that's some nice formatting. So now we define a window. I can see why that might be erroring, but Dyslexia isn't kicking my ass that hard today. Okay. And then now we got some stuff that runs. So we got init vulkan, which has create instance, set up debug messenger. I guess I'll bring that back because why not? I'm just gonna put RE recommended removing this. Then we have this pick physical device. Then we have logistical device, which is supposed to be added later. So then if we go here, okay. So now we're gonna go back to the main loop. So the main loop comes after init. So we'll go main. And we'll search again for init. Let's see. So we're going to init. What was it? Window. I think it was init window, right? It was init vulkan. Init vulkan. So init vulkan, and then after init vulkan, then we go bat void main loop. Void main loop just has glfw window should close. If not true, then do a pull event. Then we have cleanup. Okay, that is a lot. Do I have another cleanup? No, I don't, actually. Okay. Main loop. So, I don't know what the heck all this is about. Cleaning up. Let's see, tutorial. Okay, the tutorial is missing a lot of this, I think. It seems like it's missing a lot of this, which is confusing to me. What if I didn't? What if I didn't? What if I didn't? Should I or shouldn't I? I actually don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say no. Let's see. I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna be like, we'll go like this. I'm just gonna say, I had all of this. I have no idea where this is supposed to go. Lol. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so then what actually is supposed to be in cleanup is if, enable, oh, you know, this is probably missing the setup thing. Validation, layers, then do things. Those things are going to be, I'm gonna move this below just so I see that. And then if enable validation layers, or, yeah, if enable validation layers, undeclared identifier, identify. Isn't that how to stop? Start? Whatever. Enable validation layers. Yank. Validation. Oh, I spelled validation wrong. Layers. Capital L layers. So, what if I select all of you and I just paste? I did miss the I there, I think. Yep, I missed. Yeah, I spelled that wrong. Okay, cool. If enable validation layers is true, then what I want to do is, destroy, debug, utils, messenger, ext instance, debug, messenger, and then null pointer, because this is not OpenGL, because I'm not that type of nerd. I was gonna say because I'm not a nerd, but it's like I'm learning Vulkan for fun. I'm definitely a nerd. Let's see, fi boink, ff, doink. Okay, there we are. Debug messenger. That's a whole new type of dyslexia right there, and then that's just a typo because I'm stupid. That's fine, and then so once that has concluded, then we're gonna then go frickin' vk destroy. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm typing. Destroy instance, null pointer. Then we're doing a glfw, oopsies, destroy window, and the window we're storing is this one. And after that, we're doing glfw, terminate. Awesome. Okay, after that, we're doing create instance, create instance. And then let's just jump to the end of this. Yoinkage. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oopsies, oopsies, oopsies. $, jump. Yank. And then, so this is going to be after cleanup. Cleanup. Next instance. Okay, boink. And then paste. Alright, so then create instance. So we're missing the validation layers thing. Outside that, this should be mostly, I think, you know, tit for tat. So let's just scroll you down a little bit. There we are. So these are almost level. So then if enable validation layers and no check validation layer support, or the inverse of support. I don't know why I spelled it support. It's not even close. Support. Then I want to do things. I don't know why I'm being so bad with typing right now. I guess I've been off the keyboard for a minute, but still. Check validation layer support. Then I guess we'll throw standard double dash runtime underscore error. Let's see. Validation layers requested, but not available. I did not put that on the right spot. And then there's also an O here for some reason. Don't ask me why there's an O there. Let's see, so we got that, and then so let's see, VK application app info. Yep. Hello triangle, make version, no engine, make version, application version. Possible issue VK create info, VK create S type, use VK structure, type instance, create info dot P application info and app info. Check for extension support. Extensions is equal to that. Oh, so this is my code varies a bit. Let's see. Do this. Between brackets is different. Oh wait, that's completely restructured, I think, actually. So let's just get rid of that. So I don't see a uint type because I'm looking from here. So it's like auto extensions, and then if VK create instance. Okay, yeah. So from okay, so I'm just gonna put this. I'm gonna put a little comment mark for just my reference. To okay, so pretty much everything from here to here is different. So what's different? So we're doing, I'll just add some comments here just so I can reference. So we're doing and app info, so it's from here all the way down to VK create info, null pointer instance not equal to VK success. Yeah, so we're gonna go to there to there. So let's see, so they have not this, something character GLW extensions. Those are not added for some reason. Stackcast uint32 extensions dot size. Those are very different. There's a debug thing that's missing. And then you got the whole populate messenger create info. Okay, so let's just try this instead. So what if we... I'm just going to get rid of all of this, I think. I'm just going to do the same thing as the other thing. So we're going to do auto extensions is equals to get required extensions. Oops. And we're going to do create info dot enabled extensions count. That's spelled wrong. Is going to be equal to static underscore cast uint 32 type, and then that'll be of extensions dot size. That's a function because it's a function. I love it when it's a function instead of some arbitrary fucking dot operator. It's so good. Use one declared variable. Get required extensions. Undeclared. REQUIREDEXTENSIONS brackets. Well, that seems to be correct. Let's see. You all look up very quickly. I've actually just realized I don't think if I don't think I've ever looked up use editor or thing engine. Use LSP suggestion. Let's see. LSP. Not LSP. What am I thinking of? LSP gave error with suggestion. Use suggestion and vim. Oh yeah, this is the issue that fucking every search has been fucking useless lately. So time to look it up. Hello, AI agent, because holy shit, anything else is garbage right now because for some reason the search is impossible to do. Function if the LSP if the LSP gives me a suggestion like, did you mean X? How can I then use said suggestion? And then we'll give R1 a second to reply. Okay, let's try that. So, what I'm getting as a suggestion is, that's fine. So the other option is that it's saying I could try is so I could do, it's suggesting I could do Lua, vim.lsp.buff.code_action. No code actions available. Okay. Then what else can I do? That's doing, let's see, we're suggesting Lua, vim.lsp.buff.rename. Okay. So that isn't working either. These do seem to be useful. I just don't know if they're... Let's try this then. We'll try like two more. So we'll try Lua vim.diagnostic set qf list. Oh, that's list all errors. That's list all errors. Alright, whatever, good enough. Okay, so then if that's the case, then you mean enabled extensions. What did I spell wrong? Enabled extensions, extension count. I don't know what I did wrong here. My dyslexia is absolutely whooping my ass. So okay, I'm gonna do this then. I'm gonna do the whole Lua diagnostic open float. Whoops. Let's try that. Let's go up. There we are. I did mean that. So we'll yank that. And then we'll just go out, I guess. Boink. No, I said out. And then we will very quickly select the word and then paste it, and then hopefully that fixes it and it's all happy now. Unused an undeclarable, unclaimed identifier. That's fine. That's all awesome and cool, I think. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so then we got that. Oh, somebody just knocked on my door for a second. I was like, ooh. Okay, so create info dot enabled extension count equals all that. So I can just cast you into extensions dot type size. Okay, but then this is what's bothering me. Auto extensions is equal to get required extensions. Get required extensions. That isn't a thing. I'm guessing it'll come up later and it'll just be cool. Alright, anyway, so then we got that. Let's see. VK debug utils messenger create info extension debug create info. Let's see. If options then do a thing, the option is going to be enable validation layers. Layers is true, then we want to create info dot enabled layer count is equal to static underscore cast of uint32 type, and then the what the hell are we doing? And then the validation layers dot shish. Ooh hee hoo ha ha. After that, then we're going to then also create. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Create info dot pp enabled. Whoops. Oh, my little baby's crying to get back inside. I'll finish this line and then I'll let him back in. Enabled layer names is equal to validation layers dot data fa. Change the size of that. I spelled it with C for some reason because I'm dumb. Okay, and then now we'll let the pupper back inside. So just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Wait, come on, pupper. Come on. I heard you whining. You can come back inside. You can come back inside and you can go like. You can go be your little lying in a little comfy bed, like a little comfy baby man. And also, let me reply to a message or two quickly. Let's see, almost done. Let's see, there we are. Okay, I've replied to the message. Long story short, this is a Discord server invite from a friend, and long story short is it's I will not join your server. Not because I'm trying to be an asshole, but the long story short is that I only have time to be active in my server and DMs. And if people flood my DMs, then only my server, basically. So it's kind of basically one of those TLDR things where, hey, being real is I can't be active in any server that isn't mine, and the only reason why I'm active in mine is out of obligation. Let's see, so where are we going from here? So now we got the enable validation layers. So we got the create info, yep. Then we need to populate the debug messenger create info. Okay, so this is what I'll say as a bit of a critique so far of like Vulkan. So what I don't like here right now, right, is that this feels very like overly verbose, and to the point that it's like kind of confusing, right? I just want to make sure this is spelled correct. Populate, debug, messenger, create info. Okay, well, at a glance I spelled that right. But it's like this, right? So what I don't like about this is like, oh, populate, debug, messenger. That makes sense. And then it's like create info, and I'm just like, what? Because it's nothing against this. It's just like, okay, the first part makes sense. But then it's like, does it mean like debug messengers create info? Like, am I trying to like populate its internal thing, or is it like a whole other thing, or like what's going on, right? So it's just oof, it's rough. It just doesn't help clarity at all, right? So let's see. So the populate debug messenger create info, and then now we're going to let's see, create info.p next equals let's see, vk debug utils messenger create info extension and then I don't know what the hell this is doing, and reference the address of debug create info. How much is these? Eh, 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 eh. Eh. Oh, I guess the seeds went away. Okay, that's cool. Okay, let's see. So then we got the debug create info. Oh, then we have an else. Ooh, how scandalous. I like a space after the if, because it helps make it stand out more. If, else. Let's see. Then we're just going to do create info validation layer. Okay, yeah. So we're just doing create info dot enabled layer count is going to be equal to 0, and then create info dot p next. P next is going to be equal to null pointer. Awesome, awesome. This is I don't know why it is. Let's see. Just applying to the friend again, and then there's that. Okay, so there's that. Then now, if VK create instance create info, yeah, if you have to create instance, that'll make sense. So then after that, right here, now we're instead onto populate messenger create info. Let's see. I need to do a thing. I'm gonna just do this for that, and then I'm gonna also do this. Yeah, that makes sense. There we are. Awesome. Epic and cool. Sorry, I just noticed somebody has a very sus name. Cool. That's a very epic tag thing. Awesome. Anyways, I guess rolling forward. I was very thrown off by something. Okay, so here's the populate debug messenger create info thing. So populate debug messenger. I did the wrong thing again. If you lowercase it messenger create info. The info we're going to create is going to be way too much fucking info. The info is going to be VK debug utils messenger create info extension, which then points to the address of create info. Oh, that's only one. Oh, thank fuck. I don't know why. I was just expecting it to be like some insanely long thing. I was like, oh no. Function definition is not allowed here. Are you Oh, that's supposed to be the end. There's supposed to be another bracket here. Oh, that's funny. So that's supposed to be the end of create instance, I think. Oh, wait, is that supposed to be the end of create instance? Holy crap. Hold on. There is definitely an error afoot if this is not right. So no, that's the void of create instance. Okay. Alright, never mind. I guess we're rocking. So let's see. We're gonna do here. I'm just gonna do end of create instance. Alright, so I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna do all this. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck in the yeah. Okay. So now we're here. VK debug, create info, and then now we're in here. So now we're doing create info is going to be equal to I think that's an old style array. Then we're doing create. Oh my gosh. Create info dot s type is going to be equal to vk underscore. I'll just do this SQL structure or whatever. Structure underscore type underscore debug underscore utils underscore messenger underscore create underscore info underscore extension. Okay. Does it toggle? Oh, it does show me in the little taskbar down there a caps lock toggle. That's nice. Let's see. Create. Oh my god, I keep typing this wrong. Create info dot message severity is going to be equal to oh god, this is going to be which thing. VK underscore debug underscore utils underscore message underscore severity underscore verbose underscore bit underscore extension or operation with a bunch of these. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oopsies, 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 oopsies. There we are. So got verbose. Then we got a warning. Warning, and then I got an error. And then we'll close that off. And then after that, we're going to create info dot message type is going to be equal to the exact same thing, I think. Message. Oh, wait, so it's not going to be the exact same. So it's going to be, if I paste this here, instead it's going to be message. We'll just do Shift R. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. I don't know. I'd replace that actually, like as a selecting thing. Message underscore R, I guess. Maybe T. Nope. Okay. Let's do a quick Shift I. Type underscore something underscore bit extension, or sorry, bit underscore extension. And then that, I guess. And let's see if that works. Hey, it worked. Look at that. I'm a motherfucker wizard. Holy shit. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then let's just clear you. Huzzah. And then you're going to be general. If I'm correct. Yeah, general is the first one. General. The next one is then going to be validation, which is also awesome. And then after validation, it's then going to be performance. Let's see. Oh, I got a message. Let's see. Okay, so there's that. And then after that, so at the message info thing, and then we do, let's see, we're gonna do create info dot pfn user callback is gonna be equal to debug callback. Which is undefined. Debug callback. I don't know why I did that. Let's see. Clang dash format. Poink. Too many errors. Yay! Oh, what's the error with you? Oh, there's a typo here. PFN VK destroy debug utils messenger ext. I don't see the difference. PFN underscore VK destry dstory. I love dyslexia. Da, 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 da. Ha. Lowercase w. Don't you lie to me. Optional, notable name, optional namespace standard. That is fine. I will rock it. Is the album over already? I played a whole ass album in like 5 minutes. Say what? Say X fucking school. Holy shit! I played it. Holy crap. Damn, that's kind of cray. That's actually kind of insane. Membrano. Let's see. Okay, so here I am suffering. Yeah, I think that's how that's gonna go. So, with that going on, so we got the whole thing started. So let's see. Filter create instance. Okay, Q family. Okay, where was I? I think I scrolled up here by accident. Yeah, this looks about the same. So we're now here. And then debug callback. Use of an undeclared identifier. So does this later. So if I go to pop the good old GD. Debug callback. Okay, so is that lower or higher? I can't tell. Okay, so that's above main. But that's a lot above main. Yeah, okay, so this comes later. So I'm just going to put a comment at the end saying this is defined later if complaining about no declaration. Okay, awesome. And then back here. Let's see. Let's see. So the debug callbacks, and after the debug callbacks, we're then doing the whole setup thing. I don't know what's happening after here, honestly. So we're doing a set up debug messenger is not really a thing that I think I defined yet. Messenger. Yeah, I thought not. So we're gonna go here. We'll do void setup debug messenger. I keep doing the capital E thing. Oh my lord. Let's see. We're gonna do if. Whoops. There's this. No enabled validation layers. Then I want to just return. I guess I just put this all in one row because it's just so simple. I spelled that also wrong because I'm stupid. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I think this is going so far. Okay. So yeah, then we'll do a return. And then else we're gonna do a VK debug utils messenger, create info extension, create info.
And after I create the info, I then want to populate debug messenger create info boink. There's the terminator. And then after that, if let's see, create debug utils messenger extension. Oh god, we're doing freaking a function call inside of this instance that then also references a create ate info and then a null pointer. And then also frickin' a reference to the address of debug messenger is then not equal to vk underscore success. Then what I want to do is I then want to say, hey, go fuck thyself. So let's do that, I guess. Yeah, one indent. And then, because you're all stacked, we're gonna go frickin' like this, we're gonna go like that, we're gonna go like this, then like this, whoopsies, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to find you, and then jump like that, and then I want to say, hey, if all that is not equal to success, then, what I want to do is, yeah, that's the wrong one. I don't like the indentation on that. Let's see. See, if that's not equal to VK success. And then let's see, we're doing a throw standard runtime underscore error. And then the runtime error is going to be, oh my god, I butchered this. The runtime error is going to be failed to set up debug messenger. And I probably need to add a semicolon to that. Blink. There we are. Awesome. Let's see. So then, what did I spell wrong here again? Enable validation layers. What did I spell wrong here? Enabled vali, DAT, island, LAYR. Did I spell it wrong here? EN, enable validation. I see. Let's see. Let's see. So, okay, so we're gonna create debug utils messenger extension. Utils. There's only one S there. God damn it! I need like an active spell check, which is in reality just an actual skill issue. Let's see, is equal to VK success. Or not equal to VK success, then I want to throw an error. And after that we got okay, I think I have this one done. Pick physical device. Yeah, so I'm gonna go like this. Boink. Boink. I think this is all accurate. So we're gonna go to the bottom of did I do populate, debug messenger, create info. Yeah, I did all that. And I did do the populate, debug messenger, create info. I did that as well. Yes. And I also did the debug messenger right here as well. Alright, so this is where I want to do the pick physical device thing. Let's see. So I'm gonna really quickly pass this through the filter again. And then so let's see, we're doing a pick physical device. The reason why I'm being so thorough right now, just to kind of TLDR, is I'm just trying to make sure that, like, going through this, I have an actual, like, understanding of, like, what I'm doing right, instead of, you know, grinding the absolute frickin', you know, what do you put this? Like instead of just assuming random BS, I'm trying to actually go through this and, like, internalize it. Because going through this, through, like, the repetition of it, it's getting me more familiar with, like, the rough structure of it, versus me sitting here with, like, an AI tool and be like, oh, I can just shit all this out. Like, that's not a good idea to do, right? Yeah, let's see. Okay. So then pick physical device. Let's see how far mine strays from this. It should be pretty damn close. Yeah. So physical device count, enumerate, device count, throw error, standard vector, devices of device count, enumerate physical devices, for const auto and address device, devices. If device is device suitable, undeclared identifier is device suitable. I'm guessing that'll be defined later. Physical device is equal to device, break, and the loop. If physical device is equal to VK null handle, throw standard runtime error that. Okay, so it seems here that's where that's supposed to end. So let's then fix that. Yeah, I think that is good. I'm also going to send a message real quick. Let's see. Okay, so I got that. That closes that. Then now I need to just get the thing. So I want bool is device. I never defined his device. That's weird. So we got pick physical device. Oh, yeah. So then let's see. This is gonna be just a boolean. Bool is device suitable. Let's see. VK physical device. Let's see. Now we're doing Q family indices is equal to find Q families. That's how you spell that. Device. And that's the end of that. Families. Find Q families, which is going to be another function after this. Let's see, I need to then react this person like a shit poster. Let's see.
Let's see, I'm just trying to find a thing. I forget this thing sounds. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay, let me just share a thing with you. Trying to find a thing for a reference so I can reference things because things are cool. Let's see. I'm trying to find a thing. Give me a second. I'm just trying to find a thing that's cool. Yeah, that one's pretty awesome. Give me a second. Let's see. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, I think I'm done with all that crap now, for at least the moment, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so, if physical device equals that, yeah, so right here, which is the Q family indices device, find Q families, yeah, which is coming next. Let's see, we're just gonna put a little comment here, which is, defined later. And then after that, we're gonna then return indices dot is complete. Let's see. After that, then I want to say, hey, Q family indices, find Q families. There we are. And then the variable going to pass in is with type VK, physical, D. Oh no, there's a couple D. Device, device. And then it's going to be Q family. Sorry, family, indices. Q family indices, yeah, that thing, whoops. And we're gonna do return indices dot is complete. No conversion from that to that. Oh, because I probably was supposed to be down here. Let's reset a little bit. Q family indices, yeah, that's not gonna be correct. Then we're gonna do u int 32 underscore type Q family count is equal to 0. Then VK get oh my god, physical device Q family properties device, the address of Q family counts, then also a null pointer for the funds. Let's see. Okay, so we got that, which is epic and awesome and epic. And then after that, we then want to reference a standard vector VKQ family properties. And then we're in after made up of Q family properties, and after that we're going to do Q families, Q family count. I have two F's here. I want a ending statement there, and then I want to go, hey, VK get physical device Q family properties. After I do that, then I want to say, hey, device, the address of Q family count. Q families dot data. And then after that, I think we're logged in. Cool. We'll make sure you're saved. Oh, is this where the whole int I plus I thing comes in now? Yeah, int I equals 0 for all that. Yeah, I see. I see. Redefinition of his device, that's fine, I don't care. So we're doing, where the frick am I in all this? This is freaking some word soup. Let's see, so then here we're doing, okay, so it's, Q family, I did a double F again, family indices. And then we're not returning the indices. We're doing Q family indices is equal to indices. Why do I feel like there's more here? So yes, Q family is standard in 32, graphics family. Excuse me? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Q family indices. Find Q families, that thing, yeah. Which tracks. So what the hell is tracking here? What the hell is the track? What the hell is that? So we got the indices defined, we got the UN32, we got the UK physical device formatted so it's a little more readable. We got the standard vector that takes all this stuff. Then we got the loop right here, which looks to be alright for if console Q families. If Q family, that is not the same. I see this person does like the right loops a certain way, I guess. If Q families, yeah, okay, so this is going to be instead, oh wait, is it indices dot is complete? Okay, so we're adding one more statement up here, which is going to be if something is true, then hey, do a thing. That thing is going to be if let's see, Q family dot Q flags and like bit and with VK underscore Q underscore graphics underscore bit is true. Then I want to do indices dot graphics family is equal to I. That seems like some wizard math I'm not getting, but I'll accept it blindly and happily. VK get physical device properties. VK get VK, that's supposed to be capital G. RIP. We got all this. If for if this if indices is complete, then do that. Oh, these were flipped for some reason. That's... Well, I retyped that for no reason. That's cool. Okay, let's see. Let's just pass this through the Clang-format again, just to be fun. Okay, so... We're gonna ignore those. No template optional. Optional. And then it gives up. No. There was an error here. That might help. Create logical device. Was create logical device the one that was supposed to be here? I actually don't know. Create logical device. Create. So we're doing a knit Vulkan. Unclear identify create logical device. Okay, create logical device just doesn't seem to be declared yet, so I guess we'll just do that. Destroy debug utils messenger extension. Okay, where were we? So we're down a bit more. How far down was I? So we were on line whatever the hell. I think we're okay. So we were doing yeah, we're right here. So we got like 3 functions left. Let's see. So we got Q family indices, all that. Yeah. So then we got that. Then we got the loop, and at the end of this, we then return indices. And then after that, we're then going to create a get required extensions. Okay. Wait, hold on. Get required extensions. Okay, now that. Okay, so there's only one instance of it as well, I think. Yeah, so we're gonna ignore all that. We're going to go to return indices. Yeah, right here. So we're going to return the indices, and after that, we're writing this function here. We're doing standard vector const character pointer to let's see. Now we're doing a get required extensions. Uint 32 underscore t. GLFW I feel like I did this already. Extension count is equal to 0. After I do that, we're going to do const character, which then points to GLFW extensions. GLFW extensions is equal to GLFW get required. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Required instance extensions. That then points to the address of GLFW extension count. Which then after that, we're going to then get a standard vector made up of a constant character pointer of extensions. Oh, that was already added for some reason. Why does it feel like I'm doing this twice? Oh, because it's going to be like the return value, I see. Of extensions. The extension is going to be GLFW extensions plus GLFW extension count. There's that. No matching character. Oh, sorry, no matching constructor for standard const character char. That standard vector const char that. Extensions GLFW. Oh, I see, because it's glfw extensions, comma, and then the rest. And then after that, then I want to go if something then something. So if enable validation layers is equal to true, then we want to do extensions dot push underscore back. So we're adding to the front. We're pushing to the back of the array. vk underscore ext extension utils underscore extension underscore name. And at the end of this, we are finally returning the extensions. Let's see, undeclared thingamajigam.
Well, there's undeclared the thing here in my thing. Extensions.
VK exit. Debug utils. Debug underscore utils. Then return that. So let's see. Then after that, we're on to this function right here. So then after that, we're doing so then after that, we're gonna do frickin' we're doing a bool that is check validation layer support. Whoops. Okay, and then so we're gonna get a uint32 type that is called layer count. Then we're doing a vk enumerate instance layer properties. Properties. That's referencing the address of layer count and adding a null pointer because of reasons. After that, we're then going to, that's supposed to be a v. And then after that, we're going to then do a standard vector made up of vk layer properties. And we're checking for the available layers. Available layers. Holy shit. Layers. Layer count. And then with that, we are then going to be checking out the vk enumerate function again. Vk enumerate instance layer properties. Instead, we're going to be doing layer count with available layers data. Available layers dot data. And then after that, we're then going to go say for const auto the addresses of layer properties that then I think points to the type of available layers. That's spelled wrong. So we need to change that syntax. Avail. This needs to be a little a there. Yep, there. And then in here, we're just going to do if. Let's see, we're doing a string compare of layer name and layer properties dot layer name equals 0. So I'm guessing that means they're different or something. Oh, layer, that seems to be like not true. So then layer found equals true, and then we're doing a break. And then we're just going to do a real quick clang dash format. There's that. Awesome. Let me do a quickie little thingy for a side thing at that. Let's see.
Okay, so then now we gotta go back down to available layers. Let's see, so they're doing this. Oh god, mine's full of errors. Well, these are the only 3, thankfully, so string copy, layer name. Is layer name defined somewhere else? Layer count. Where's layer name defined? Oh. So for... Oh, this is a double nested loop. I did not catch that initially for some reason. Const character. Const character, which is defined as layer name and validation layers. Holy crap, I don't know why that was so hard. And that completely encapsulates the next loop. Whoops, go. No. You're supposed to go over. Just go over. There. Thank you. Oh my god. Let's see. So then here we're just going to do bool layer found equals false. Yep, that seems chill to me. Now that works out. So then we have the break, 2 brackets. Then here we're going to have an if, which says if there's no layer found, then return false. And then another circumstance, which is going to be 2 brackets later. So there's 1, there's 2. Return true. There we are. Huzzah. So then, oh, home stretch. Home stretch.
That's the way we like to.
Okay, so then, I don't know what all this is supposed to be. I don't know what all that's supposed to be. I don't know what any of this is supposed to be. Okay, so there was some, but there's just a bunch of, like, typos, I guess. Okay. I'll keep the main loop here, because I don't see anything immediately wrong with that. Int main, hello triangles app, try to do app.run, catch, const standard, blah, blah, blah. That seems fine, return fair, error, accepted accepted member name or something else. That's fine, you're cringe, you can go away. Yeah. Yeah. Extraneous closing brace. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. What are you about? So you're there. Okay, I'm gonna do a real quick Clang format again because I want to double check. Clang dash format. Unexpected that thing. Why the heck is there that thing? Why is that erroring? I don't understand why that's erroring. Standard optional, no optional namespace standard. That seems okay. After that, the formatting breaks, but I can see that being okay. Destroy? That's the same error. Destroy. Okay, so destroy is now fixed. What's your here? Oh, because you're FI, you're supposed to be an INT 32. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just trying to figure out what the errors I had here were. Let's see. So I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go GG. I'm just gonna go Command D. No template named optional. That's okay, I think. Okay. There's an error here. Debug callback. This is defined later.
Oh, that's to find like right here. Yay! Look at that. So I'm just gonna look for return true then. Return true. And so here we're gonna find one more thing, which is gonna be a static VK API underscore attr VK bool 32 VK API underscore call debug callback debug callback, and then this is gonna be a whole freaking thing. Oh, that's the wrong brackets. So what I want to see now is I want to see a debug callback thing. And then after the debug callback thing, I'm going to go VK debug utils message severity flag bits extension message severity. Let's see, then we're gonna do VK debug utils message type flags extension message type, and then const VK debug utils messenger callback data extension, which then points to p callback data, and then after that we're doing void that points to p user data. That's a typo right there. FDE, change the sizing of that because that would make sense. Unknown VK, there's only one S there because I'm stupid. My brain is so small. VK debug utils message type flags extension. VK debug utils message MESS. Oh, because AG is the ES okay, there we are. Oh, it is AG. There we go. Okay, and then there's all that. So after I get the data, then what I want to do is I want to do standards C error validation layer p callback data, which then points to the difference p message standard end line, and then I'm going to do return vk underscore false. And I think that's it outside of the typo right here. Okay, what's the error here? Overload operator has a higher precedence than normal compare operator. Overload shift what? Serial validation layer. There's that. Oh, there's only single element to double. Unexpected thingamajigam. But yet there's not one here, right? Yeah, so it's int thing, L triangle app, try app, catch, const. Yeah. There's the end of it, exit, there's that. That seems to reference correctly. I think it might just be you, maybe? But there's definitely one that's erroring here. So would the error of this be? Let's see. Okay, so... Okay, so I feel like I retyped this effectively. So, what could be airing now? I'm gonna very quickly, I'm gonna rename, I'm gonna do like, size, 10. No, not quite. Whatever window is directly down. Resize, 1. I see, it's showing the vertical height. Resize, I'm just gonna say 100. There we go. Tab, open maybe? Nah. Let's see, tab new, I suppose. And then we'll go back to V. Okay, so there's all that, I think. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna go yank it. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go freaking paste. Okay, so then we're gonna go over to here, and I want to close you, and I want to try get through you without like going too hard, like without relying on like bugs and stuff too much. If that trash. Let's see. So, what's the first error I'm getting? Optional. Okay, I could have sworn I spelled that correctly. Optional. Include optional. Did I just forget include optional? No, I got optional. Standard optional, UN32 graphics family. Yank. Paste. How peculiar. Let's see. So we got standard optional that. Okay. That's still airing. I don't know why that would be airing. Because the optional import is right here, right? So this should be like, hey, you're fine. Go away. So I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna put on Zombo's new track, Royal Blood, because I am hella down with that. I very much enjoy me some like more classic bro step. Cause yeah, classic-ish bro step slaps. The new stuff kind of iffy, but the OG was OG. Does it maybe just want me to remove standard for some reason? Like it's confusing. Standard, optional. Well, I guess I can't do much about that. Alright, you're still giving me the error for too many bugs and like bailing. No, it isn't. Okay, so I guess let's just make sure the functions are properly closed. Yeah, I really hate this one. I really hate the way this one's stacked. Boink. But yeah, look at how much just better that is. It's like, hey, here's the end of the declaration. Have your read. See if I can find the format. I want to see if it actually like formats it that way, or if that's just it does format it that way. Okay, so that's done. Destructs, optional, that errors for some reason. Class, okay, so where is the end of the class? Oh, the class doesn't have an end. I see. So, where does the class end on the other scripts? Class. So this would be the hello triangle application if I'm correct. So this ends at the very top. Okay, so let's see. So then if we're doing class, so this one doesn't close, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're doing VK, or we're doing like Return VK false. That needs one more bracket, I think, and then that should be happy now. Now if we run the same Clang format thing again, then it should be happier, I think. Alright, then what else is erroring here now? So we still got the no optional namespace standard. That's very odd. Let's see. I'm gonna look this up because I don't know what the hell that's about. No optional in namespace standard. Let's see. I don't think that's the exact error code I'm getting, isn't it? It's no totally optional in namespace standard. Okay. Well, time for the first issue and see what happens. Try adding that. Okay, let's add that to the make file. Anyway, so it's a CMake issue. Got it. Okay, so if I go tab new, tab new. Let's see. And I go to the make file. And then, oh, that looks like it's right. Maybe it's because the O2 that was there. Let's maybe quit all and see what happens. Force quit you. Quit you, quit you. You can force quit. Alright, let's try into them again. Status line not found, that's fine, I don't care that much. I want to see what main has. Main header map is not used directly, fix available. Okay, no, that's my old Garbo version. Here's the better one. At least the color space is working now. Alright, nothing else seems to be erroring, so that's good. So what the hell optional? Okay, what if I do that? Standard optional. No standard name optional. Let's see, I'm gonna paste this in here in my CMake, and I think I'll just kind of chip through this. So, copy. Then we'll jump back to here. I'll go frickin' don't do any of that. I want tab new. We'll open the extensions. We'll go to the make file. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. And we're gonna. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do. Shoot! I accidentally copied the single space. That's awesome. Copy. Back to here. Okay. So. Set that. Changing find package to okay, to this instead. Find that changing this to that. I just realized I have no idea what I'm trying to reference. What the hell is this in reference to? Is this in like a... What the fuck is pistachio? Ah, it's a different toolkit. Yeah, that might not be doing much for me. Okay, that's fun.
So I remember there being like a dash -02 here. So what the hell does that change in here? No template named optional. Ah, the flashbang that burns. That's where you just update. Okay, that's lame. Let's see. Throwing error. You know, I'll just figure out this error at some other point. I'll update my system and it'll magically go away probably. So, hey, I think I'm going to pause the stream here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry it was a slow one. I didn't expect it to be all this, but at least I'm on a solid foundation to move forward. So when we move forward from, what is it called? This is partly for me. When we move forward into, what the hell did I click here? Oh yeah, that's what I was referencing the stream earlier. Yes. But yeah, so when I move on to logical device and queues, then we'll be able to move on. So, hell yeah. Sorry for that. Hopefully the rant earlier was interesting, and yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.